One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10.
You ready for that interview? Finally?
Sure, yeah. Fuck yeah.
We live. Come squeeze on in here. I was trying to be, polite.
No, I appreciate it. Am I, by the way, would I be able to like get this content as well?
It's live right now, so
cool.
I'll send you the YouTube link after, and you can cut.
Yeah. So we're trying to put some content up.
Hey, I ain't mad at it.
All right, where are we?
All right, into the mic.
Right here.
Here we can just do something like
All right,
this.
cool.
Come to the corner.
All right, cool.
Yeah, something like this. Since it's only two of us.
All right.
All right.
How we
My
doing?
guy. First, I guess, what's up, everybody? Adrian
Hello.
Nice, another interview, Malvin Out Podcast, new guest. I'll have him introduce himself.
Cool. My name is Thomas Sathy. Where am I supposed to look? Anywhere? Camera? Cool.
Talk to me.
All right, cool.
If you want to talk to the audience, look into the camera.
Cool. Well,
otherwise, it's just a conversation.
Awesome. So my name is Thomas Sathy. Living in Charlotte. Just moved here like 8 weeks ago. Graduated from Davidson College.
Okay.
About 30 minutes north of here. Graduated in May. So just moved down here, and I'm building a music tech startup.
Yes.
It's a rights management tool for musicians. Essentially helps them organize projects, organize collaborators. We help create legal contracts for you, the master composition, and then automate registrations with PROs and that sort of thing. So trying to build this admin system that automates all the very boring but very important stuff that a musician has.
And this is all done through like Web3, blockchain.
So we use
NFTs.
we do a little bit of blockchain stuff. We are essentially like timestamping contributions that come into a project. We timestamp them on the blockchain, so then if you got left out of the project, you have
Right.
proof of that. Additionally, the idea is by putting this information on a blockchain, which is a ledger, we
Right.
can over time create like a database of rights. And I don't know if you were at other some of the various panels, but like sync licenses, artists, they can't find the one person that owns 2% of the publishing, so you just missed out on a $25K check. And so we're trying to, you can go right here and here's all the owners and go reach out to them and get
I
paid.
was kind of eavesdropping on the conversation you just having with him and
Yeah.
I love how you were putting it, the producers, the
Mhm.
songwriters, et cetera, et cetera. It gives them a way of just proving,
Yeah.
like, hey, I did this. Because
Yeah.
I don't know how many times I've seen stories about beats getting stolen or et cetera, and they can't, they don't have the stems or the original files of them, so they can't prove
Yeah.
it. But
Totally. And my co-founder, he's a bit older than me, has worked in the music industry for 20 years,
Right.
was originally a producer, was a manager, developer, ran his own record label. And as a producer, and he went to Berklee College of Music, and he has an awesome saying, and this has happened to him, and this is part of the reason we started this. And he said, artists say that talking about legal stuff, making contracts in the studio, like that shit kills the vibe. But you know what kills the vibe?
It does.
But you know what kills the vibe?
What kills the vibe?
When you're in the club and some shit's playing and you're not getting paid for it.
Right, and it's yours.
And it's yours. That kills the vibe.
That definitely kills for years.
Yeah.
Not just one session.
Yeah.
No, for sure.
So and that's happened to him. He's was in reggaeton, and he's based out of Colombia. And so, he'll go to a club and a song he made 20 years ago, 20 years of like recurring royalties that should be coming to him. That kills the vibe.
Dang, that's so real and
Yeah.
it's so like prevalent in the industry and it happens all the time.
Yeah.
I think it's super dope. I met you at the other
Yeah.
event it was a little art showcase meetup type of thing.
Yeah.
But I definitely, when I heard your about your app, your company and everything, I think it's much needed.
Yeah.
For sure. It's dope.
Thank you. I
It's
appreciate
dope that
it.
it's happening in Charlotte too.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. And like
What-
Confluence, that's
What
it's
made you
about.
make the move to here as opposed to already thriving
Yeah.
music industry, more
Yeah.
established like Atlanta, LA, New
Yeah.
York?
Great question. I get the question a lot. So coming out of Davidson, which is 30 minutes north of Charlotte, I had a pretty good network of people in Charlotte.
Right.
And honestly, like Confluence last year really allowed me. We were in the earlier stages of like developing this, and it was the first time I like really tapped into the music scene here and was just like, wow, this is cool. And I sort of saw it as like there is a scene here. It's obviously not the biggest,
Right.
but coming out of college, like not having a huge network, I think I can go deeper here. And then I don't know, maybe in the future, as I can have a bit more momentum, build out that network, it might make sense to go to a more major city like Nashville or LA. But at the same time, like things are happening here.
Nah.
Look, so
I was about
what
to
I mean?
just say that, like, even though it is smaller, et cetera, but the talent's here and everything. Like,
Totally.
I think it would kind of like, if we're talking about positioning of your
Mhm.
company, it would maybe be more beneficial for you to grow with the
Exactly.
industry.
And that's part of it. Like
Yeah.
you and I, we're young people, and it's also on us. Like
Right.
it's so I definitely feel that. And if we can't just say, well, yeah, things aren't happening. Like I want more. Like it's on us to like make things
Make it
happen here and
happen.
grow this city. So, and this is what this conflict,
Right.
Confluence is all about.
Yeah, no, I'm so happy. I definitely think Confluence is much needed here, for sure. Because I don't know, like, there's a couple other like festivals or anything, but I don't know of like a music conference that's bringing high level executives to the city of Charlotte.
Yeah.
So I definitely am much appreciative of that.
Yeah, and it's like it's big time people coming here.
That's
Like
what I'm saying.
I think it's actually
Big.
slept on. I think
Yes. Talk about
if no, I mean, if you put this same lineup of people in LA, I think they sold around 200 tickets here. I don't know. You're probably selling 10 times that,
Right.
and that's
Going
better
crazy.
for us because we're
Right.
able to network with these people.
Right.
And so yeah, I mean, it's slept on, and I guess that's a value prop of being here in Charlotte, right? Like it's these smaller circles, and we're able to get deeper there, and maybe wouldn't be able to in other cities.
What my next question is kind of about like the knowledge gap when it comes to blockchain, NFTs, Web3, and just like the regular consumer musician. How are you guys planning on handling that hurdle? Because that is a big hurdle.
Totally. And yeah, that's something we definitely think about a lot. And I'll explain a little bit kind of context of how we started Mesa. Essentially, we originally saw we were my co-founder and I were pretty active in like the Web3 music space, and we saw that artists, if you were distributing your music as an NFT, and you have several rights holders on a song, there wasn't a really great way to ensure that all these other people are getting paid out. So we started there, and then realized like, wait, these artists don't even have contracts.
Right.
In the first place, like the issues way earlier. So we got to like start at the core, right?
Right.
And so that's where we're at now. And and also sort of realized we're very interested and believe in the kind of Web3 music space, NFTs, and it's the same thing. Like on one hand, the space has to mature a little bit more, I think, for us to like fully dive in. But at the same time, it's also kind of on us to help bring that space forward. And yeah, I would say the core of it right now is the tech itself. I think just has to be smoother. Like people don't want to go and learn what the wallet is in a seed phrase. Like it just got to happen. And so that's, that'll come online.
That was this is like my last question, but just kind of explain how it works. Like I'm an artist, producer, writer, whatever. Would I come to you, or is it done through an app, or is it done through a website?
Yeah.
Like, how does it work?
So first I'll explain just high level, like why I think that NFTs are an interesting proposition for musicians. So there's three main reasons I think you should be interested in this. So first, it's an added monetization model, right? Like artists aren't making tons of money from streaming. And at the end of the day, it's just another way to make money. And we like to explain it as, if you could sell $100 worth of NFTs, whether that's $4 from 25 fans, $25 from 4 fans, you've made the equivalent of about 25,000 streams, and that's in the U.S. That's not even like Latin America, somewhere else that's gonna be lower, and that's not a lot of money, but you can see how that scales, right? And if you have some loyal fans that are willing to do that, as an artist, you're able to make money, and then you can use this technology to. Then the second point is to engage your fans in new and exciting ways. So Shopify now has integrated with NFTs. So I can go do an early release, an NFT. If you buy this NFT, you get early access to listen to my song. And then, by the way, you can use this NFT to get exclusive merch through my Shopify store, right? So I'm just creating these new experiences for fans. And then the third, it's a peer-to-peer system, so money's going right to you. No one's taking a cut. Not only money, but the data as well.
Right.
You know exactly who's buying your stuff. You don't know on Spotify. You know your numbers. You don't know who's listening to it. You don't know. You can't reach out to those people. And so yeah, that's kind of the core of it. How you can do that? There are various marketplaces. Even.biz is an awesome place. Sound.xyz, Zora.co.
Yep.
So it's on the artists to explore these things, see how they can use this tech to really do these three things: monetize better, engage fans, and have control over your data. So yeah, if anyone wants to learn more, reach out. Let's talk.
Yeah, what's your contact information?
Yeah, so our company is Mesa, mesawallet.io, MESA. You can, we're in our kind of closed beta right now. You can request access to that. I'm on, Thomas Athey, I don't know, LinkedIn, Instagram, ATH3Y. You can email me at thomas@mesawallet.io. So
Mesa, spell it real quick.
MESA, and then wallet, WALLET.
Gotta make sure they find
No,
you,
I appreciate
man.
it. I appreciate it. Yeah.
Definitely thank you for coming through. Like I said, this is much needed. I feel like just by seeing, I've talked to plenty of artists, over 1,000 different artists. I've conducted over 1,000 different interviews, so I see it all the time. Been in plenty of studios, so like y'all got something, and
Yeah.
you're ahead of the curve.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And you doing this podcast is awesome. This
Yeah.
is, it's bringing us in Charlotte together.
For sure.
The tech, music, the culture. So what you're doing is much needed too.
Yes, thank you. Y'all stay tuned to the stream, like, share, comment, subscribe, all of that.
Yes, sir.
Make sure y'all tap in with them.
Awesome.
My boy Thomas.
Let's go. That was awesome.
Yes. We definitely need to set up a meeting, man. Like I said, I got a studio. Maybe the studio like 700 grand. Other bridges,
Like the studio or music.
it's a production studio. So we do photography, video, different sets. We got music studio. That guy, producer, he's over the
Yeah, I remember there was like I would love to come through. I would love to see it. We're also on our own end starting to try to concepts out. So, Mike's in the studio, or I don't know, get your help in that.
No, we can really talk about all of that. Going back to the more they see the more they're gonna ask questions. That's what
And right now the way I'm thinking about like you mentioned doing the market is sort of two ways. One is like standard social media, like gotta get content out there, and the other is just like partnering with music communities, music business communities, right? So that's like the stuff you're doing. That's like Jason Jet, like Brian Hess, like trying to tap into these like niche communities where you have trust with people, and at the end of the day, hopefully, I need to earn their trust, but I think we're we'll see that we're trying to do the same thing, which is empower these artists.
No, I think that's the best way to go about it, because once you guys have like an ambassador, close up, you guys have people already they're definitely more likely to take their do their due diligence. That's the best thing. For sure.
And that's why, the band, like, I think that could be a great idea.
Nah, once we do it, once we put it together, we're gonna do like a crowdfunding campaign, but we're gonna launch a tour. So we're gonna go to 50 states. We already have kind of like fan bases out there too.
So what is so you do this podcast with your channel?
So the podcast is nationally focused. We go everywhere already. I live in LA up in New York. I'm sort of here, so like I have ties everywhere. Now instead of having to go in a studio, instead of rent transportation, a full-fledged studio everywhere I go.
So what's
It's musician focused, and artists and executives. So like a lot of our friends are. That's what I was like,
no, that's good to know. I appreciate it.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
You say you're having one?
conversation, man. Like, I think I got your number. Hold on.
Maybe find a way to still
Bro. I know. I texted you.
I don't even see half. Listen, I don't even see half my posts until. Well, it's not a blessing. It's not a blessing. Still might come up with yeah. Claim everything.
And then
That is your chance to choose. And the last thing is when you get to your close or something that's
This and the studio and your setup. Yes, I actually know that. Like James questions. I met him at the work that I worked at. Oh, nice. Who's going? No, what is it? Yeah, man. As a entrepreneur, I've actually learned a few things. You gotta work on your feet. You gotta also make sure you actually stand guard the leather on the floor. If you know what I mean. I can see it. Here's the whole thing. Don't anything that looks like leather, do not touch. Like this is on the ground. You know what that means? No, it's the thing that looks like the snake. It's like a high punch.
Thank you for having visitors here and for us.
So that's basically the snake's skin.
Go ahead. You have to sit.
You know what happens when you touch what's down there? That feels like butter? Makes sense. You use that. No, don't touch the leather on the grass.
Great question. I have a friend that wants to go to the shows tonight for the field plaza. Is there a separate entry for this? Is there one they have?
No.
Okay, so just.
All right. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna not join on one. What I'm gonna do is look into both your ears to make sure I can see your eardrum. Assuming I can, put the phone block and have it touch your mouth and then the face. Take about 5 minutes.
Okay.
What will happen after this? The earphones that we're fitting you for are filtered earphones. And so, we're going to email you just so that we're in contact. At that time, you get to choose your filter. You don't choose anything that's going to come with our 17 decibel filter, which is our flat response filter. It's a filter that will still allow you to have conversation easily and will still allow you to feel the musical environment, but give you enough protection for those two types of events. In that email is also a discount code, 20% off. Should you ever lose your earphones or use your monitors or anything other reason in your product, we will support you with 20% off. And then you store your ear impressions on file for 4 years. So, should you ever need them replaced, we would need to see again for ear impressions. When you get your earplugs, please try them on. If something feels off, too big, too small, some discomfort, you feel yourself, just know that there's 2 things to do. One is to your impressions, because I'm not sure if you have today. Next is how they model it, and expression. So usually when we have the issues with another stage. But if you get them, try them on there 45 days. As well as the stage filters.
Oh, sorry. Because we personally believe that
How many years has this been going on?
maximize that even more. Yeah, in the using intelligence.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that's like really towards that.
Yeah, so I mean, all of that, all of the possibilities, take a key part, you know, yeah. So, but that's where we are on the distribution side. Steve is ready to move on. He couldn't be here today because he just had a lot of meetings. Because obviously, this whole other election, he's like busy. But he's ready to get some things.
Yeah,
And
we've always wanted to just like support our label and do that.
yeah, I mean, and the workers are getting right now tires. I know Joel said that you guys started with Virgin.
We're still in partnership with Virgin. We're trying not to do as much as with that. The truth is, the people that want our label, it's not just the information that we do. If anybody that cared about you isn't there anymore, we start losing that.
And that's what happened in '88. It was like everybody was eating.
Yeah, so the president of the company did the deal with us left a year ago.
Yeah.
Then the senior vice president of artist relations, who was our like guy, he left in like 3 months ago. So like once he split,
Yeah.
like he was the one who like we got to call him every week. You know, he cared about what we were doing. We have a label manager inside the building. She cares about what we're doing, but they have so much money.
Yes.
So much shit.
Yes.
Like a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Like, so they're like, how are we getting the attention that we deserve So we're moving closer to Vidya. Gamma bought Vidya,
Yeah.
and they have a lot of money, they have a lot of resources, awesome staff. We know everyone in the building as well. They're like the only people we want to work with are the ones we can go and start. You know, I'm like, what's going on here? Or like, you know, I just started, like, I'm not emailing somebody for a fucking meeting. You know?
Yeah.
So we're tight with that, and they were like doing really well. And so we're actually talking about moving our catalog entirely to video, but it would be very easy for you guys to have a relationship with us where we can just give you a fucking tool. You can start onboarding stuff. We can talk about how we can support it through marketing and advertising and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, you don't really, you just can do all the shit you're doing. It's just like use this music to generate some income.
Yeah. Like one of our biggest I shouldn't say problems, but one of our biggest concerns was, when we released our let's just say and stuff, the big nations, we contacted one user what is the push now? Because they were because it went to Apple Music first, because we had a call with Steven Secoda, whatever his name is. He said that and when we talked to him, he was like, well, we can't support this record because of like a fan. And I was like, well, that's kind of like a form of you know what I'm saying? And then after that, we talked to Jesse, who's head of artists and label partnerships and Spotify. And Jesse was like, well, Apple is helping people, right? And so right after that, we thought that having that connection would be a great to corporate team effort. So we look, we're trying to push this. Here's the traction that we're getting with this already. We would love your support. And so they connected us to some guys like diversity.
Yeah, I'm all about the hour. You don't lose that number.
Yeah, no influence whatsoever. So I was just like,
every day.
and I was doing and he called my dad while I was there. And he said, man, like, I'm really, a fan of this record. I was like, okay, well, have you heard it yet? He was like, oh, I've heard it. He said it. And I was like, so you guys don't even know, like, what the song is really talking about.
I'm going to this, I'm gonna stick with this. Next one, yeah, I'm gonna stick with this. This is your bedtime story, right?
So, the translation, long story short, they said,
You heard a music teacher. You definitely will be recording. You already must have known how I got you straight.
hell yeah.
Right, you be like, straight. Yeah, that's what you
Yeah, he's gonna be at there.
Yeah. So finish your story.
Yeah. So I was just saying, so he was like, well, look, I love this song, but we just can't do it. And when we went there, he was like, why don't you still make it? Well, we did. We went to them. We said, hey, look, this is the song that we want to push. How do we get this in front of eyes? How do we do this? How do we do that? And they were just kind of, they were just kind of saying, like, oh, well, Dark Spotify playlist, yeah, it's already, and so forth. And I was like, okay, so we honestly that almost corporate one or 2 years, and then having them go hey, you better route. Yeah, it was a better route, and we want that. But apparently it wasn't. So that's what Spotify said. You know what? You guys release it. What did they do? Spotify. So, but when you said that, I was in the studio. Yeah, we were getting everything set up, and I didn't email to my phone. Yeah, I said I've successfully uploaded your stuff. Yeah, I just uploaded to the 88 ports. How did it get released? Great question. It didn't get released. It was uploaded to the ports. That's what we do. We don't know. So we contacted 88. We said we need to see how are you getting this from? We released the music. Yeah, and then they were just like, okay, you release it, you know, it's right. And so it was already set up. And so we was like,
If they're fully locked,
so they were like, I was like, yeah, they have some completely different purpose. I'm sorry. At this point, you can see that. So, well, we And he said, yeah. And then he was like, you want to take that?
I need.
Yeah, so at that point, I'm not saying it's value, but we were just kind of like, that is it. Also, with our other artists, if there are events, and I'm not just talking about one, I'm just talking about multiple. What my artists like is before we make videos like this, we actually listen to records, understand the music, so that we know how to do it. And so when we're going to talk to them, so maybe that was one thing that
That's what we do. So I don't rely on.
Yeah, right.
So I'm just like, you make records to stream.
Right.
You know, at the end of the day, we're the ones who are doing the marketing plan, we're doing something that's done, we're doing strategy, deployment, like, we're the middleman between the distribution entity and how it's getting leaks.
Yeah.
And labor. So like, we're doing all the shit that we're talking about.
Exactly.
You know, like, we're listening to records, we're talking about records, you know, we're doing the marketing planners, we're coming up with strategy. They don't care, like, you know, the squeaky wheel because that's the
Yeah.
Yeah. We're just like, yo, we're on the squeaky wheel. You can have success in district. I won't, you know.
And that's the same thing we were explaining. That's the same thing we were explaining to Warner. Like, regardless of whether y'all are alongside, whether it's 8 people side, it's still gonna be a success. And that's what's scary. Because they were just like, if this gets the amount of attention that it will, and Warner's not behind it, it's going to go that way.
Right.
And so that's what Spotify, and they were just like, why aren't they just so that was just the whole thing.
We'll be on it. Let's try some shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, like what Steve was mentioning, let's take all the responsibilities. Okay, yeah, that's good. Sweet. So, take down, release those guys.
Yeah, we're having creative
Yeah, and I know that Steve wanted to do that waterfall, like we talked about, waterfall is another, scene. One thing that we
do that with you, sir. We want to show the right? It's like it's already out. It's like we don't. When we take the, we don't want to be
I know you've been talking all day, so I want to try to.
Nah, let's do it. Wait, so Britt is at the underground?
Yeah, he's talking from I think 3 to 4.
Okay, and then I'm talking at 4.
Oh, no.
But I'm about to do my
Damn, that's right now. It's crazy. What is that?
I'm doing my. Can I do my?
Oh, we live.
Oh.
By the way, just so you know.
Oh, we can't talk.
So
now.
you can do whatever you want to do, but just be aware, like we
No, this is
live.
gonna be great. We're gonna be chit chatting, and I'm gonna be.
Come.
Yes, come on in. What's happening? Yes.
No,
But you're using this mic. Oh yes, we existed.
do it.
Just to have a thing.
What is it?
Yeah. So it's like kind of ambiguous, but it's like fair play.
We existed here.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I'm doing my nails while we're talking
All right, are we
because
both on?
yes, we
Okay,
are.
We're live. We're live right now.
we
By the way,
live?
so just
Hey,
be
what's
aware of what
up?
you're saying on the
We
mic.
super
All right.
She's
I lost it.
Yeah.
I got it.
What's
It's
up,
nails
guys?
and tails, y'all.
Adrian Nice. This is a Malvin Out podcast. We are live streaming right now on YouTube and Twitch. I have 2 guests in the building. I'm gonna have to let them introduce themselves.
I'll go.
Yes.
Yeah. My name is Kisol, Joseph Kisol. I go by Kisol, it's my last name. I'm a singer-songwriter based here in Charlotte. Been doing the game for about 13 years. Traveled kind of all over the world and all over the country performing for many years. And right now I'm in a season of hunker down, doing studio things, recording new music. I work in AI.
Yeah.
I write grants, make stuff happen. So yeah, I'm kind of multifaceted, but it's good to be here.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for joining.
Yeah.
I'm here. Yes, I'm Friday Jones. I'm an artist, creative entrepreneur, or an ACE for short. I make music. I tell stories, paint pictures. I have a music venue and recording studio that's based in Uptown Charlotte. And if I were to describe my music, it is inspirational Afrofuturistic Black Americana music. So it's a mishmash of everything that has been like historically Black music. So hip hop, gospel, jazz, blues, a little bit of all those vibes, and with a lens towards the future. So we're gonna throw in some house in there, like we got vibes. So that's all of it, and then inspirational, really above more than anything, because I do believe like in the power of music and its ability to like change your life, uplift your spirits and stuff like that.
People together.
Yeah, like I like putting out good vibes. Like if it's a bad vibe, I might just keep that for myself. Like I feel like not all the music has to get released.
This one's just for me.
Yeah, like it might be cathartic, but I might not release that one. So.
Do you guys often record stuff that's kind of you keep personal to yourselves?
I feel like the majority of our music doesn't see the light of day. Like every artist has a terabyte or two of like just stuff,
just ideas, drafts. Michael Jackson had mad music that was never released. Like when I think about that, I'm like,
Prince
what
too? Paisley Park.
What didn't they put out? And so I think when you're an artist, you have a critical standard for the purpose of what you're putting out and like who's it for and what's it supposed to do. And music can easily become a commodity. But as an artist, it's not really a commodity. It's something you create all the time. Like I make songs out of anything. I'll be in the shower, just like
making melodies.
Literally.
Red Lion on the wall, and then it's like what I'm saying. Like that's me. Like where it's like all of a sudden it's that.
No, I write a song every time I walk my dog. Like go poo poo, go poo poo. She did a pee pee and a poo poo. A TP.
How do you guys feel about the Carolina, Charlotte music scene right now? Like the sentiment?
The sentiments. I feel very positive about the Carolina music scene, like locally, regionally, statewide. Well, I feel like there's a lot of collaboration happening on like the state level, maybe more so on the city level. And from Charlotte, it's kind of trying to reach out into like the other cities of North Carolina. And I feel like in the past, I had this feeling that like Durham and Asheville or Raleigh have like they're like we're North Carolina, and then Charlotte's kind of like forgotten about or not yet recognized, because I guess we're a relatively newer city in terms of like being considered a big city. So there's like a little thing going on there, but I feel like we're trying to put ourselves on the map. And in our last conversation, we were also talking about globally, just like how we could be doing a lot more to be like internationally recognized with our city.
I definitely think that is a switch that needs to go off in a lot of people's minds, instead of course, locally is the first step, but definitely also thinking like you can take your platform international, global.
Because there's people who can relate to us from anywhere in the world, because we're all so different. Like there's Black and brown people, the global majority. Like literally.
One of the things I think about, like I had to actually grow into listening to music from everywhere, and the more that I listen to music from other places, the more I realize how universal music is, right? Because while I speak a little Spanish, like most languages, I'm not like necessarily understanding, and music is a feeling. And so I always thought it was strange when people like listen to American music, because I can understand it, so it's different, right? But to think that there's so many people who love the feeling, who love the emotion, who love everything, like the essence of what it is, I don't necessarily think about that. It's like being this viable avenue for fans and people who will come to your shows and you can actually connect with through music, literally. So I definitely see like how you start at this local level, but people are people everywhere. And the artistry translates as well. And I never realized it, because I think America is always so hyper individualistic and very America centric, that I would say within the past 10 years, it's become way more acceptable to listen to world music, to listen to other music. Like the fact that like my little cousins are listening to K-pop is that's different for me.
Like K-pop, reggaeton, Afro beats.
Yes.
Like, it's kind of like on the top charts, charting alongside American English language stuff.
Yep.
So it's cool to see, and it just kind of makes a global music community.
Just kind of looking at other more established music economies, industries like LA, Atlanta, New York, other places, hubs, Houston, Chicago, whatever. What do you guys feel like Charlotte or North Carolina, the Carolinas is missing to kind of take it up a notch?
One more notch. Y'all remember Emerald Agassi?
No.
Kick it up a notch. The TV show.
No.
Emerald.
Oh, Emerald, yes.
Yeah, you know Emerald.
Lagasse.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, one more notch.
Yes.
Yeah. I feel like we're actively trying to kick things up. For sure. So it's kind of like too soon to tell. I feel like the present moment is like.
Well, what are you missing in your music endeavors that you feel like you don't have access to right here, or you might not know where it is?
You know what? What I really need right now is time and space to just try a bunch of vocal ideas, record in a studio. It's money. It's money. Time and space and resources
equals money,
and not a full-time job. You know, like I work in AI because it pays the bills and I can work from home. But I get some downtime and I try to like do my music or like do my social media, whatnot, like in between stuff. But yeah, it's like if I could just like tap out for a month, 3 months, a year, and just focus on music, I would be in a completely different place. But it's like the cost of living is growing here in Charlotte. It's like as expensive as like some of the other cities in this country. Not as much as the other countries in the world. Like I could go somewhere, but then it's like tied down to like I have a house, so I kind of have to deal with it. But
so you said time and space.
Yeah.
Money is what he really said.
Money.
I mean, it needs some
money creates time and space.
Yeah.
Money creates producers,
people to stop charging me to live.
Yes. Yeah, lack of
How about
money.
that?
No, or free living.
You
One
know?
of the two. It's still tied to
I
money.
need these companies to be like, we're gonna take a 3-month pause on all payments across the board.
Y'all remember the pandemic?
Yeah. Can we do the pause without the pandemic?
Exactly. Just a pause. A global pause.
Yeah.
So for me, it's money. It ultimately comes down to money, because what I need is the ability to delegate responsibility, right? Which when you care,
we all
so
do.
when you care about creating like fair payments and stuff like that, it comes down to money. Like I want to be able to pay people for their time because they're valuable, right? And I think if I had, I already said this is what I want. I want a video editor who's able to work like 30 hours a week, right? A full-time EA, and then a part-time studio manager, like 20 hours a week, and that video editor, and then the fourth person would be a social media manager, and they could work 20 hours a week.
I need all of that too. I need a full team.
Is there a scenario where it might not be monetary, but you can barter with them?
I'm down for the barter. I believe in value exchanges wholeheartedly. But sometimes it's like, I think the thing that gets muddled is the quality. Right? Like,
quality.
How do you ensure that? Like, to me, if we do a barter exchange or a value exchange, I still want like an invoice that's like, hey, this is how much I would charge you to do this. And I would say, hey, like, because if I charge for consulting, right, it's like $250 an hour. Boom. Okay, cool. For this, my $250, maybe it's $2,000 for you to, engineer something for me or mix something, right? I just need that same exact value.
You gotta match my free.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Match my finance.
No, I agree with that because that can get overlooked when you are bartering and stuff like that. People
It's
might
like,
not
wait,
know.
you gave me a shirt and I gave you like game.
For real.
So it's like that's where it gets complicated. But as long as everybody you have to know your value in order to value exchange. So, because then it has to be an exchange, not a leverage. So that's the thing. Like if you charge $200 or something like that an hour for video editing, right? And I'm like, oh well, I'll talk to you for an hour. but it's going to take you like 3 hours to edit this video, then I need to talk to you for 3 hours. You get 3 sessions set up where we talk about that, right? And then that's all I need.
I hope y'all paying attention. Know your worth. Realize your worth. Go do some research and learn what your worth is. All of that. Is there anything else y'all want to add to the conversation?
I feel like I personally do a lot of like giving work.
Yeah.
So I could pull back on that, but some people could also do a little bit more favors.
Right.
Yes.
Some of y'all being stingy.
Yes.
So I'm just gonna, for whoever needs to hear that, don't be stingy.
Don't be stingy, because it's going to come back to you
It
tenfold.
always
Just being
does.
real. It's like everything that I've done that's been from the heart, even if it comes back just to you, like you're pouring into your giving bank of things that perhaps at some point the universe will bestow upon you. So it's like, think about how you actually want to live your life. What do you want your human experience to be? Because it's more than the money, it's more than the time. It is the people that you connect with. So I think about it like that. Like, how do you want your life to actually be? If the money wasn't an issue, you know, if it wasn't about the job, how would you conduct yourself? And try to conduct yourself as close to that person as possible, because then it attracts that to you, right? Like you start moving with ease. If you want a life that's that ease. Exactly.
Now, there's this mythology called, what is it called? Self-fulfillment.
Oh, self-fulfillment.
Self-fulfillment philosophy. And it's basically what you're saying, just, you know, I'm a media icon. So if you need to believe and talk and say you're a media icon, it'll affect the way you act, but also the way other people treat you.
Yeah.
Like that. So I love it. I love it. Where can people find you guys at?
Yeah.
Your music, all of it.
Friday's dope. Everything Friday's dope. FRIDAYSDOPE. Friday's dope.
You can find me at Quisol Music, QUISOL Music, everywhere. Yeah, if you Google my name, I'm the only one, pretty much.
And let's talk about the podcast y'all got going on. How did y'all get? Is that
Sarah?
Get y'all up there?
Plug for Fair Play.
Fair Play Music Equity Initiative. Let's go.
So we started a project where we're trying to build up the local scene by bridging partnerships and giving opportunities where a lot of people have been locked out, breaking down barriers. So they asked us to be a part of today to like get some feedback from the music people and get some insights, vibes. Yeah. Shout out to Sarah Collet, Stella Creative.
Get well soon. Like she's not here with us. And honestly, I feel like that also, again, those opportunities when you're doing something like we're doing this because we believe in the initiative, right? But that created these opportunities for us to be talking to you right now, for us to be here, you know? So
in exchange, we're not paid to be a part of Fair Play. We're like board members. Yeah. So we give our time, but we get stuff like this, like passes to the conference and like.
Yes, we vibe. I'll be moderating a panel later, so y'all come through. Yeah. Super fans, finding super fans. So, but yeah, it's really like they say it's true. Your network is your net worth, and it's true. You are the sum of the people around you, good or bad. So I think that's important to just keep in mind.
In this industry, so relationship based.
It's all relationship
among other things.
based. Yeah.
Everything is relationship based. We are a group. We function as a pack mentality. You cannot do anything by yourself. So like even this podcast, like what would it look like if it's just you talking to yourself?
I mean, I do that now. So. Academics, you know what I'm saying? We can do it. We can do it. But it's a different.
It took the person who created this microphone. It took the person who created that camera. You know what I'm saying? It took the person who created that tripod, the clothes you have on.
Look at God.
Nothing that you do is by yourself. Even when you think you're by yourself, we are a group. So be part of the group, get to the group, share with the group. You know what I'm saying? Pour into the group.
I love it.
Yes, and I got my nails done by the end of the day.
She did it,
That's a wrap.
Y'all make sure y'all tap in with them. Follow them on social media. Follow their music. Listen to it. Everything. Thank you guys for joining me. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe.
Thank you, Adrian. This is fire. We've been doing it, girl. We've been doing it. I'm gonna go this way.
That's what I was like.
Yes, I see.
Thank you guys.
Awesome. Thank you.
It's live, but I think I got you on.
Oh yeah, I've heard.
Oh, I did. I'll send it to you. I'll send you this.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, I need to.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, Mr. Show.
Oh, it's all good, man. It won't be the last show.
Nah, but you know how it is. You know how it is.
Oh yeah.
I played with a band called Late Night Special. We shared the stage at Between the Trails. Up there.
Oh man, yeah, I remember that festival, the Flood Fest, man.
Basically,
That
yeah.
was
the
like-
rain was out and it wasn't that good of a turnout. but-
Yeah, they were probably like, what age you guys play?
Same day y'all did. We went on before y'all on that stage.
Oh, okay, right on. Oh yeah, I remember.
Cody Reed, you know Cody Reed, right?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
his
yeah,
festival.
yeah.
Jared Stout and them
Yeah,
played,
yeah,
and-
totally.
Yeah.
I can't
They
remember.
did the trail days too recently.
Right.
Like a couple months ago, we did that too. but-
Yeah, they did all cool stuff. Like, that particular one was kind of funny. We went up there and it was like, man, it's like a ghost town out here.
Yeah. That's how it goes. Instead of it's a hard start, so
Oh, yeah.
from the ground up.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, I do not envy those people.
Killer sound though, man. It sounded great. And I saw you on the bill last night, but I had a show. So.
Oh, all good, man.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you coming to say. Do y'all know each other?
Fred Heinz, man. Nice to meet you again. Pleasure. Yeah. Here, man, from Charlotte, and we're just on a little week break. So from tour, we're heading back out next week to St. Louis, and then we'll be up in Pennsylvania. It's the end of our little fall. Get down. It's a place right outside in Winsfield called Cedar Lake Cellars. It's like a 10,000 person event. These people launching these lanterns in the sky, and we're the artists for the whole tour. So we do about 20 shows a year all around the country with them. And this is a venue that we've kind of taken to. It's about 40 minutes outside of St. Louis. And, yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, it's fun. It's crazy, really. It's at the end of the show, like 10,000 people launch these paper lanterns in there, and it looks like you're in a fucking Disney movie.
Man, that's epic.
Yeah,
That sounds sick. Yeah, I wish they'd do that at every show. Sounds
Dude,
dope.
like I said, lucky. I've been doing it for 5 years. We do about 20 shows a year. So they actually just this year, last weekend, we were in Texas, and
Hey, what's up,
the
man?
first time they tried it,
Good,
like
man. How are
another
you?
artist, they did Lady Antebellum during her
Oh,
set,
sweet.
so-
Was that with Garrett and all them?
Yeah.
I wanted to make that.
Yeah, man. The band's called Late Night Special. It's right there.
Oh, man. I totally missed it. I thought they were doing custom earplug.
Yeah.
I was like, man, that sounds like a good time investment.
You got me right now.
No, they just took it out.
That's it, man. That's us right there. Yeah.
Sweet. What else is going on?
Yeah,
I saw it seemed
Wolfgang?
Yeah, dude, I produced with both
I'm
guys.
not
He's a good friend of mine.
now.
Oh, nice.
I'm not trying to get rid of Garrett.
Yeah.
I need to see where he.
Yeah, we started working in like 2019. It took me forever to get to. I was in his ear always. And he had actually his band of horses canceled on him one Monday, and I happened to be in town, and he was like, "Oh, through." And I was like,
Yeah,
"Take
I saw one
Vincent."
about like
We we became like instant friends. It was like I was working with my best friend in hospital, and I was just like, dude, I love making records. So, yeah, man. You gotta get a picture together. Do it. He just texted me this morning too.
Yeah.
I hadn't heard from him.
Yeah,
in a
this
month.
guy.
He
This
texted
one seems cool.
Finding super fans. I'll talk about this.
Yeah.
That's
Nice to meet you, man.
Yeah.
Are you in Charlotte? Yes, sir.
Sure, I think I was gonna.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a minute.
I have light week. I just signed up for that pitch.
I guess it's a recently podcast kind of like a thing.
I wouldn't know about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice. A good networking. So.
Is this the second one?
Yeah. This is the second year. Yeah. Hopefully they'll keep it rolling. And it seems like it's really smooth.
Yeah, I love it. A lot of people come up to me. We don't play last night. Just how impressed they were.
Oh, right on, man.
Yeah,
Josh,
good.
good. Yeah, Calvin, man. Yeah, now that band's kind of turned into like with the audio,
I'm actually about to go there.
it's turned into like it's a different kind of vocal length.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all too sweet, so I'm just trying to stay fresh.
Yeah.
In this area, we call Calvin.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Y'all can get out there as much as you want.
Right.
Everything, man. Somebody described it.
like described it. The drummer's like the park bench holding these balloons. Floating.
Right, totally.
Right, man.
Exactly. Do y'all know each other? Jonathan? Brian's our
Yeah.
Brian books for us.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We're trying to stay.
Oh, cool. Hell yeah. Getting great gigs, right?
Yeah. Yep. That worked out pretty good. Kim, the App State Music Industries just invited me to come up to App State to do that course.
Man, that's honestly,
November 8th.
I'm sure that's kind of overdue for them. 'Cause I was like looking at that program and it seems like they needed more guys like you in there that were like, talking about
They need real world experience. Sam Calhoun goes up there and guest lecture all the time. I've been up there a couple times, but Sam and I are going to go there together.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. They're doing good about getting real world people in there.
That's good, man. Yeah. That's, College music departments need that.
Dude, that's an understatement. I mean, I went through the music industries program at App State, and I learned way more booking my own band than I did in the program.
Oh man, yeah.
Now the program's a lot better. I will do say that. The program's a lot better now than it was.
No, totally. It's like almost like two diverging paths.
Yeah,
There's the school path and then there's the dualist path.
Yeah.
It's like,
And part of it's just connections you make too.
totally, man.
I mean, to this day, Nick Hope, Josh Day, people I went to school with, we also work together.
Oh wow, that's cool.
I think Nick was saying that Empire might want to come over to Rockwood.
Yeah, I was talking to Bailey about that. That'd be tight.
I think it'd be great.
Yeah.
It'd be great. I think, any doors that they open would be perfect for y'all. I mean,
Totally, man.
people reach out for them. I mean, it's like, hey, if you like Empire, you like Isaac,
Yeah. Well, I know that they're tied into like the Levitt Foundation.
Yeah. That's a good circuit to get on.
Yeah, man. It's just like it's the same with like Studio Limit, something else like that. But just like any gig.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I get the contenders that I do it. I get them $4,000. Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
You know?
totally. They're just the routers.
And now I've got a private there for $6,000, and then if we can get them a $4,011 the same weekend, which we're working on,
$10,000
duo in a weekend duo to get it out there. Damn.
Yeah. Man, that's awesome. It's hard to beat. So over here, were you still wanting to do like a?
You gotta do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna pop over here.
Yeah.
But man, can I grab your dishes or something?
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes.
Let's
You have an iPhone?
I do. Oh yeah, can we do that thing where our phones like kiss each other?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey! Whoa! That's crazy.
Right? It does, yes. I mean, it does work.
That's mind blowing. I've never. Oh, chilling. Sweet.
Boom.
Wow,
Awesome.
that was easy.
Someone did that to me like 3 weeks ago for the first time.
Yeah, you're like, what are you doing?
Sweet. Yeah, dude, I got you.
Sweet, man. Yeah, I'll holler at you next time I'm in Charleston, man. I'm definitely trying to make my way down there more and just.
Yeah, you're coming down on the 17th, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do, man. That'd be awesome. And then let's get some spicy food at Midway Day.
Buffet.
I love that joint.
Oh, man. Dude, when you come down to Charleston, there's a new barbecue spot that just opened about a year ago.
Oh, word?
It's a Chinese barbecue spot. It's called King Barbecue. Charleston, dude, it's amazing.
Word.
Incredible.
Yeah, I like come for the music stage thing,
Hell
a
yeah.
lot of the time, you know. Shit, I'm gonna jump in here, man.
Oh, yeah.
Are you gonna be hanging out the rest of the day?
Yeah, I'll be around. I don't think I'm leaving. There's another. I'm not going to this thing, but I'm thinking going to the thing at 4.
Yeah,
10 or
I
whatever.
think I'm gonna hit that one too.
Yeah, Landing Superfans.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll be there, and then I'll stick around for like maybe the first thing I'll be at.
right on. Nice. We're gonna see, man.
Yeah, good to see you.
Yeah, it's been so long, man.
Yeah, literally, like I think a year and a half.
So more than that, like 2 years, 3 years. I was like 18 when I did that gig.
Who was playing bass with us? Was it Neil?
I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it was. Is Nick still doing the gig?
Yeah.
Okay, I remember Nick was on drums and you were on keys.
Either Neil or maybe Smoke Face.
I think it was Smoke Face.
Smoke, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it has been about 2 years now. Great.
Yeah, well, good to see you.
Yeah, great
Let's play
to see
some
you.
music.
Good. Make it happen.
Hell yeah, dude.
All right.
I'll see you around. I'll see you around too, Brian. Thanks for bringing us the goods.
What's your plan? You gonna stick around? You headed?
I'm gonna do this little podcast thing, and then I'm gonna check out the shop at like 4:10.
Yeah.
And then I'm probably gonna grab a bite and hit the road back to Virginia because I gotta go to Bramble tomorrow and get gonna be free on the early side.
It's a long weekend for you.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That one's a haul, dude. The 1 to 4 jam session. Ugh. Brutal. I don't know if I'm making that one this time around, but it's fun.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. We're live, by the way, just so you know.
Oh,
so.
sweet. Hello.
Be aware of what you're saying.
Oh,
That's,
yeah.
I like to tell everybody because we ain't cutting nothing.
Totally.
But come on, scoot on up here real
Cool.
quick. All right, guys. Thank you, guys. I got another guest, Adrian Nice. That's me, Malvin Out Podcast. Who do I have here today?
Isaac Haddon
In the building,
in the building.
killing it.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, for sure. I caught your performance last night. That was kind of like my first exposure to your music and everything.
Oh, right on.
But it was super dope.
Thanks, man.
Super
We
dope.
had fun out there.
Yeah, y'all
That's
was
a
killing
great
it.
room too.
I definitely agree. It's like small, intimate, like
Yeah.
not super huge. Everybody
Totally,
can
man.
enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly.
How did you feel about what y'all did on stage?
It was a lot of fun, man. Yeah, we had a surprise appearance from Adrian Crutchfield on sax. That was
insane.
That was great, man. So lucky when stuff like that happens. But it was a lot of fun, man. I love playing those tunes. I love playing with that group.
Now, yeah, I was about to say the band members, are they normally who you jam with, or?
Yeah, I work with that group, and then we do mainly shows that I kind of bill with my own name, and that's usually like kind of a trio or quartet, depending on what we can afford. And
Right.
So yeah, that's the organ trio, and then I just do a lot of like kind of Isaac Haddon stuff.
So now, where are you from, born and raised?
I was born and raised in Blacksburg, Virginia, but I
Okay.
live in Asheville, North Carolina now.
Nice. When did you come to Asheville?
I've been there for about 3 or so years. Yeah, I think I came in like 2021.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why did you come? Was it family, or was it just like
Well,
something
so
new?
I went to school down there, but the decision to go to school there was more shaped by just like wanting to be in that town because it's such a great scene and a lot of great players down there. So it's
I am like, when I think of like North Carolina, just like cities and stuff like that, I immediately go to either Charlotte or Raleigh.
Totally.
But I've been hearing a lot of Asheville, different people I've been talking to, like, kind of tell me more about the music scene. in
Yeah,
Asheville.
that's like really what there is. I mean, this before my time. It started out as like kind of a smaller mountain town, but
Yeah.
by the time I got there, I mean, it's cool because it's like a big city quality music scene without the big city, like. Yeah, well, just like, the inconveniences of living in a city, you don't have like a beltway and all this, like, I can still live like up by like the river and some trees and stuff and
Enjoy life.
Yeah, right. Just
Breathe fresh air.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, you breathe fresh air and still play the kind of gigs that you want to play in like Raleigh or Charlotte or anywhere like that.
How long have you been doing music?
I started playing when I was like 5 years old, and I mean, I kind of grew up around it my whole life. I started like really gigging frequently probably when I was like 15 or 16. I would play up in like Roanoke, Virginia a lot. That was kind of where I started out, and then just kind of been like expanding outward from there.
Right. Now, what genre would you place your music in?
Probably like jazz, funk, jam band's kind of a dirty word sometimes, but it's, it's what we do to an extent,
No, I was talking with a young lady. She was like an A&R, and we were, like I said, we were listening to your music the other night. That's kind of how I describe it, like
totally, yeah,
jazz, feel, everything, because you got the sax and everything like that.
Totally.
That's dope. what would you say is like the hardest part about making it within your genre of music?
Man, I would say really just that's a good question. I need to think about that for a second. I feel like the hardest part really is like I've always kind of said that like the music part is easy. It's innate. Like you could teach a monkey how to play an instrument, and with enough practice and dedication, they could probably do it. But the real, I'd say like the things that come to mind is like the hard parts. I mean, obviously like just managing the whole thing, like make it like working around people's availability and managing the social media and managing the money coming in and out and stuff. I mean, that's probably the biggest obstacle I'd say for a lot of like artists. But another thing that is like I guess can be difficult is just like just like maintaining like the consistency and maintaining like
good point.
Just a really like high energy, high vibe like atmosphere with everything you're doing. Because I mean, you're out on the road, you're sitting in a van for 6 hours, no food, no water, no sleep, but then you got to come deliver. Yeah. So
make sure you have a good experience.
Totally. So those are the two things that come to mind, at least right now, in terms of like the hard parts. There's lots of hard parts, but it's all worth it.
Have you ever experienced burnout? Like,
oh man, yeah, I have for sure. It's real. It's the reality of what we do, but it's not necessary. I feel like it's not like the goal isn't the absence of those kinds of things. It's more just like management of them.
Right.
Awareness of like where you're at any given time. Because I mean, you're never gonna stop.
Right.
It's just a matter of like just taking care of your needs. And I mean, that's like universal. In any field of any line of work,
how you manage
take care of ourselves and take care of each other.
Do you have like management? Are you with an indie label or anything major?
I work with a booking agent. Rockwood Booking is our agent right now. I actually work as an agent with them as well. Otherwise, though, it's all kind of DIY. I self-manage. We did the first release, just kind of indie release, working on another one. If, definitely the goal is to have a label, because then that's just all off of your plate. But everything up to this point has just been DIY. Yeah, totally. Yeah. I mean, I'm not really, in the grand scheme, it's all still fairly new to me, because I've only, like I said, I've started gigging more frequently when I was like 15, and I'm 21 now, so it's like
you still got so much time. It's ridiculous.
I'm still pretty, so obviously it's like, I'm not gonna knock on the label door expecting to get signed right away without putting in all the time, but you
never know till you ask, though.
Totally. Yeah,
I think I wouldn't count yourself short either, man, because you like good quality music.
Thanks,
what I'm saying? Good quality music, and that can speak volumes. I think a person can look at that and then they can see, okay, he's got talent, and then if the work ethic follows behind it and everything, they can put all those other pieces together for sure.
Totally, man. That's the goal. Just making good music is like really at the core of everything. That's like, I mean, that's like if everything else is like planets in orbit, like the sun is just like, that's what making good music is, what everything else revolves around. Yeah.
What so we're at Confluence. I'm not sure if you got to sit in on any of the panels or what else you've been to. Like, what do you think about just the whole event in general?
It's a cool scene. I didn't get in until last night when we played, but just like hanging out, and I've been able to kind of check out like some more of the panels and stuff today. Yeah. It's a great scene, man. Like it's, it's such a blessing to have this, especially like as kind of a younger artist. I mean,
yes.
It's like gold to just sit and like listen to these like seasoned pros talk about, what they like, what they don't like, how we as artists can make our way in. I mean, working as an agent too, it's like, you've learned what venues like to work with, what they don't like to work. I mean, it really is. It's like a gold mine, So yeah, it's a huge blessing. I'm glad to do it, and it's like it is. There's like kind of this disconnect between like the artist and the industry sometimes, but it's like scenes like this are cool because it's like we're all in it together, we're all working together, and at the end of the day, we are all working towards the same thing.
Right.
We just want to make people happy.
And I'm glad it's not too big yet. I can see this being like getting super big, but I'm glad it's not too big yet to where, like, I just saw you networking with one of the speakers. I think
He's actually my booking agent.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Brian. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, but it's dope that we.
But
can
it's great that everyone's like
talk.
approachable. It's like everybody can just kind of be in the same space and hang out, and it's cool.
Yeah, I agree. Is there anything very important or that just needs to be said to the audience and everything like that while you got the time?
Yeah. If you care to hit me up online, just type Isaac Haddon into your search engine, and all my things should pop up. Instagram, Facebook, website, all the good stuff. So
spell your name real quick.
ISAACHADDEN. I've got chicken scratched out on this little lanyard as well.
Nah, that's fire, man. And the social media is the same too. It's just your name.
Yep.
Okay, look. Make sure y'all check him out. Like I said, very talented. Music is on point for sure. And, maybe book him. Come to your city.
Let's do it. Thank you, man.
All right, thank you.
I appreciate it. Good to meet you.
Yeah. Appreciate you, bro. I'll send you the link to this, and you can kind of clip it.
Oh, great. Sweet.
Because it's live.
Sounds good, man. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, of course.
You have a good day.
You too, bro.
You're so
I don't know where we can get.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Oh, yeah. What? Have you been enjoying it so far?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll come tomorrow. I don't get like yesterday. All here. Yeah. It's good. It's good. I've been just catching people in the water. Mainly just want to have a presence here. That's usually how it is. It's almost like I've been doing this show since 2000.
Oh, you're on that.
We were like filming television shows. It's crazy. It's super crazy. But keep going. Visit.
Yeah. I was just there. It used to be like a lot more fun. Yeah. It's like when I was a kid, but now,
I scream sometimes. I have a lot of viewers actually from Poland, Iceland. A lot of European countries. I stream on Twitch and Kick. I'm either talking about playing games or I'm just sitting there doing I'm surprised. I'd be like, there, what? What's it like there? So, yeah, like, actually, click. Yeah. Honestly, I wish I would spend more time with that. I got to school and I showed some videos or something. Son was a bitch. I got a MacBook, which is huge. Everybody loves their first Mac. They ain't gonna lie. I used to live I used to go to like the Apple store on like grass man. Play around with the shop. Cool game ever. So it's cool. And then I can actually do it on my own sound. Just started. That's kind of how film is too. Like once I went to film school and started watching movies, it's like I can never really have to say. You see the mistakes when you started. Yeah. I see it. I definitely am assuming it's that's what got me to yeah, oh shit! It's like slave to that hardcore. About like those extremists that are like finding buildings. It is, yeah. Yeah, they're like, who's this guy? Joints. It can be done. There you go. All right, man. I'll hit you up.
Sounds good.
All right.
Adrian, right?
Yes.
Adrian Ice.
Here we go.
Nice.
I've been running. I don't think like as a runner, so I've been kind of investing in it. Yeah, basically started in area. I'm not going to go to Fort Worth. I've heard it's Fort Worth. I'm trying to go to Fort Carolinas. I live in the I love it. Trying to go back. You're gonna lie, yeah, like everything's progressing here. See the change. It's just hard to everything's very quality people that come here and what's going on like that.
Okay. Oh, wow. I love it. Okay. All right.
Exactly, and that's true. Yeah. You get to talk to somebody. Tuesday, and be available in stores like you're not. Okay, sounds good. I'll come say hey.
Yeah, sounds good.
Hey, well, my friends.
Thank you.
All the people.
Sorry.
No. You ready?
Yes, we're ready.
Make this happen.
Yes.
The moment is here. Let's go. Yes, exactly.
How does seating work?
All right, so we're just gonna. I'll be on this side, and y'all two can sit right here. We're just gonna
There.
migrate.
Okay. Cool.
I am live, so just be aware of what you're saying.
Live. This is
So
like
I
a
can't-
live stream.
Yep, I can't edit out anything.
All right.
So.
And we look at you, not the camera.
Yeah, it's a conversation, but
Yeah.
if you want to talk to the audience, direct it towards the chat. He knows. He knows. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, we're live on YouTube and Twitch right now,
Oh,
but I do
cool.
go live on like Kick. It's like another platform, whatever. All right. What is up, my lovely audience? We are here with another couple of guests. I'm gonna have them introduce themselves. We can get into it.
Yes, hello. Thank you for having us. I'm Sherry Hu. I am the founder of Water and Music, which does tech research and consulting for the music industry. So we're looking at things like AI. We just gave a workshop on how AI will impact the music industry, demoing various tools. But we also study things like streaming, fan engagement, data analytics, and a lot of other areas of music tech trends.
I'm Alex Flores, and I basically handle all the tech side. She's like the big brain writer, and then I'm over here just anything that's just a computer, it's all me.
That's dope. Very quickly, where can they look up your guys' website or get in touch with you?
So the company name is Water and Music. Our website is waterandmusic.com, and all spelled out. We have a free newsletter. If you go to our website, we have a link to sign up to that newsletter. We're also water_and_music on Twitter and Instagram.
How long have you guys had your company? When did it first get started?
Yes, I started it solo in 2019. So this year is the 5th year.
Right before the pandemic.
Literally right before. And we... and no, we saw... it was so surreal. We saw so much growth over the pandemic, I think, because people were waking up to the importance of things like digital strategy, the importance of technology in keeping the industry running. So, and then Alex joined in 2021.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah.
2 or 3 years ago.
It's been like 3 years. Yeah.
It's been a blur.
So now, did you find him or did he come to you? And when, what's first impressions?
Yes. So we met over the pandemic. You actually started as a member of Water and Music, so as a subscriber.
Ooh, okay.
And over the pandemic, we, as a community, had a lot of gatherings on our Discord server, which is our main community hub, just to play Among Us, just chat about life. And then we kind of kept in touch very closely through that. And there came a point when I was looking to bring on another researcher. And I think you just DM'd me being like, I know what you need. All these ideas. And I was like, oh, yeah, sure. Let's put together.
Did you do funding for your company and everything?
Fully bootstrapped.
Or anything?
Nope.
Okay.
No funding. Not yet. But yeah, I think that's been very important to the core model is staying independent. I think people treat us as almost like a Switzerland view on the industry. We kind of try to view things as objectively as we can. Making sure that we grow sustainably and organically is very important, and very thankful that we've been able to do that.
So now, when you first started your company, did you start it with the intention of okay, I need to bring people in eventually, or?
Not necessarily. So my background is in freelance writing.
Okay.
So I was a freelance journalist for around 4 years before starting Water and Music. And Water and Music started on Patreon.
Okay.
As a way
shout out to Patreon.
Yeah, shout out to Patreon. As a way to give people a chance to support my work. So
Right.
for around a year, I was running this thing on Patreon, but also freelance writing.
Right.
So very much was like a solo creator, journalist kind of thing. A year in, like there were a few hundred subscribers, and it got to the point where I was like, this is a real business.
Right.
There's like real demand for the kind of insight, especially that I was interested in around music tech, how technology was transforming various parts of the industry, and like getting proper like market research and analysis on it. So that's when Water Music is like its own business that
Right.
people pay for, like really crystallized.
And then at what point were you like, okay, I need to start delegating positions or finding other knowledgeable people who can handle workloads and stuff?
Yeah, like I'd say a year and a half in. So like once I started going on full time, because there was like writing, research, community management, which is a big thing, general operations, it definitely like built up, and I was like, okay, no, this is a team thing. So it's kind of when I started building that.
And then speaking about like roles, just kind of what is the role of a CTO who, for people who may not understand that, and then just kind of what, are your roles within the company? Like, what do you handle and stuff? And then if you have a smaller team yourself, what do you do? He's like, it's all me.
Okay. The AIs. CTO. I mean, it's a loose
term
title.
Yeah. Okay.
I guess because I've gone by like head of engineering, head of tech, CTO. Just seems like more people know what that is.
Mhm.
But I think in any startup, you're gonna have multiple hats.
Yep.
So anything tech related, sure, that's like my primary focus. But any like customer service stuff that has to be handled, like I'm like monitoring that inbox.
So
any of like the Discord community management, like someone's posting the wrong channel, I'm like, hey man, can you post it over here?
So you said you're building the AI?
No.
Or you're just using them as tools, the ones that are already built?
Yeah. So
Okay.
if I need, I'd say our like operations really scaled up in like the last couple of years, just because I'm able to leverage like the AIs to just do basic stuff like coding.
Yeah.
I'd say is like the main one. We
Yeah.
have like product ideas, but like we would have had to hire a big team to like pull them off, and now it's like, all right, like tech's there to actually like pursue some of these like in a very like bootstrap fashion.
Okay. So now I caught your panel the other day.
Yes.
Where we were talking about AI. The two other gentlemen, they were kind of in the tech field too. Two questions. First question is, how do you foresee artists using AI? And this is kind of, you can answer this too or chime in on it too. Just first, artists, and then how do you see like labels using it or bigger entities?
Yes, very, very different. I think an important point to make about AI is that it has matured enough as a technology that you could use it for practically anything. So if you think about the functions around an artist's career, you have music creation and production.
Yep.
AI absolutely can handle a lot of that. In our workshop, we walked through an app called Suno, which is one of the biggest and also most controversial apps out there. The prompt was just write a pop punk breakup song with a ukulele in it, and it out came full-fledged song that was like quite good quality. And
it's like
no, it was
debatable.
It could have been
For what
better,
it was.
but like we've definitely heard worse.
No, for sure. Definitely like prompt in a way that's gonna be hard. And like sure, it'll be hard, but like try a normal prompt, like it'll
work.
solid.
It's good. So I think what's interesting though, from the artist perspective, if you look at the percentage of artists who are using AI for music creation, it's still a minority. It's still only like 25%
For sure.
of artists and producers, according to some surveys that have been run. But there's so much more that goes into building a career. There's all the marketing you need to do, being on social media, communicating with fans regularly if you have a strong fan base, handling legal issues like contracts, copyright, can get very complicated. And that's an area where it's not like a quote unquote music AI tool, but a lot of artists are using ChatGPT, for example, to help with like social media content creation, using visual tools like Midjourney to generate images. So for an artist, especially like, if you have a small team or a small budget, I think we're seeing artists using AI across the spectrum. But I would say even more in marketing, that's where like artists understand the need more, because they understand how like how much time it's taking away from
Yeah,
them
it's
otherwise,
crazy.
you know.
Like I
Yeah.
use Adobe Premiere,
Mm.
and whenever I have like camera angle setups, like they have an AI thing where the AI just cuts up all the angles for you. So that saves me tremendous amount of time.
There you go.
You know
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So it's definitely usable. How do you guys feel about kind of like the knowledge gap when it comes to AI? People maybe not have done their research on it, or you know, and then they have to be explained what it is. Do you think that's kind of slowing down the process as far as like AI coming into age, or?
I feel like a good product company will know how to build around that.
Okay.
Like, yeah, I think we're getting to the point to where people are using it without realizing they're using it. Like Apple
That's a good
integrating
point.
it like very deeply.
Something that I always think about with this as an analogy is like HTTPS for the internet. I, to be fully honest, cannot tell you how that works.
Oh, you don't know the 7 layers? 7 layers
Like,
of
you know, like
abstraction?
technologically,
Right.
yeah, like what makes that up. But I use it every single day, multiple times a day. Definitely as an outside user in that context, I care about the functionality, you know, what it allows me to be able to do safely, securely. So I think we will get to that point very soon with AI, where a lot of the focus now has been on the models themselves,
Right.
but they are starting to be baked into and abstracted away in these applications that just speak in much simpler terms and more like plain terms, more terms specific to the context of what the user needs, to the point where, yeah, you can use a tool that incorporates AI, and to which point you don't really care what model they're using internally. You care that it will help you get the job done.
And so when it comes to the label, you know, of course, AI is easing the workload for numerous things, but how do you foresee them kind of using it more and more?
For labels, right?
Yeah, bigger entertainment entities, just.
Yes, so actually the like big enterprise proofs of concept in entertainment are mostly coming from outside of music. So there have been many examples, for example, of film production companies using voice AI to make a clone of.
That was going to be my next transition.
Oh, yeah.
But go ahead.
Okay. To make like a clone of an actor, especially who is like aging and can't really speak in the same voice as before, or like their estate gave this company the approval to make a model of their voice. We're seeing a lot of that in like the film, podcast world. You can maybe say more about this, like with labels, with record labels. I think there's like, I guess a more existential threat of like, how relevant will we be, you know, in the industry in 5 to 10 years time? And at the major label level, a lot of the reliance is on like celebrity star power and on maximizing that and like trying to be everywhere as much as possible. So again, as another example, I see even more momentum on the marketing side. So like, can we clone our artist voice and like use it in all this content that we're putting out? Can we make like kind of, I guess, brand content creation a lot more efficient, because we have to like stay visible and compete in a really crowded market.
So now when as an artist, and you know, I have my voice just like my image or whatever, like, is that something that a label can just I guess duplicate, like, or do you have to sign away your rights type of thing?
Do you want to take this?
No. I feel like
is it legal? What's legal? What's not legal?
Like technically
you know
legal, but like.
So it is legal.
Yeah, I think it's like state by state is kind of where personality rights.
Gotcha.
I think this is what makes the landscape so messy, because there's like there's state level and then federal or national level, and they're all moving at different paces or on different things. So like voice rights is an example where it's state by state, but there's a huge push to establish like a federal right there.
Like, will they? Like, if you're working with them, like,
eventually, it probably will, but when it happens, you know.
If you wanted to, I feel like they could.
But I do know, like, Warner Music Group has like spoken publicly about this in recording contracts. They want to be able to work with artists like likeness rights
for sure,
to just to help build their careers, maximize revenue, whatever the
But
angle
still.
is. So that is becoming a contractual point now in contracts. Yeah.
And then I'm even seeing like in the streaming world or just in general, like instead of actually having an artist, you know, people are or labels are using AI to create the voice, the image, and everything. So now you have this digital virtual person or artist or whatever, you know, making music. So you don't have to deal with the personality.
Yeah,
ego of the person.
Avatar is definitely a big area. This is like, I guess Avatar is an
That's a
interesting
trend,
area.
super trend for sure.
Yeah. And like, it's not new by any means.
Right.
I think what's new is like the quality of the technology.
Right.
Yeah, the ability for anyone to do it, really. Yeah.
I mean, some of it's just purely functional. Like you booked a photo shoot, you like realize you need this one shot for like this very specific like promo thing, and like you don't want to like hire the whole like setup again. Like just go with AI, change the lighting, like change the angle a little bit. Like, it'll be very like functional too. Like, it's not just like full like Barney like generated like random AI like virtual thing.
Because I think very recently there's been like a Avatar streamer on the rise who's became very, very popular and overtook like Kasana and a bunch of other people. But like, I just think that's very interesting and dope in a way. You know what I'm saying? Very quickly, I will say like, can you both give us like 3 of your top suggested AI tools that artists can use that is accessible?
Yeah. This is definitely a generalist tool, but ChatGPT is definitely top of market right now. The most popular. I think it's one where you can do so much for free. So in terms of accessibility and like general like applications, definitely like build some fluency in that if you want to like build a career around AI. For oh my gosh, so many tools. For I would say like to be aware of the state of the art for audio generation, definitely Suno. Spelled Suno. Even if you won't use it at all in your career, I think it's very important to follow that company over the next year just to see how it evolves and kind of what the standard is now for quality, which is quite high. And then
one more.
Yes, I would.
Many AI.
Many. There's so many. I think one really interesting area of development is not just having isolated models, but how you can incorporate AI models into like a creative workflow into your DAW in a more holistic way. There's a browser-based DAW called WaveTool that is kind of working towards this. So for example, if you do want to work with a Suno output, you can take it and like import it into WaveTool, and then it'll separate all the stems for you. And then they have a lot of AI tools like built in as well. So I would look into that if you're looking for like a more holistic workflow view on AI.
Fire. Give me 3.
I'd say start exploring things outside of music.
Okay.
Music is not like the leading industry as far as like advancements in AI. So just recently, like of the moment, Kling is probably like the best video generation model. And people are doing like some weird like lip syncing stuff with that. So that's a good one.
Kling.
I want to say media because it's like the same as, you know.
I mean, I think you should say it.
Yeah.
Of the 2, there's 2 big like music generation ones, and the other one's Udio, UDIO, and they each are pushing out features at like a different pace. And although their like initial pitch was full song generation, like just press a button and go, there are artists that are incorporating them into their workflows, like being able to like, all right, I have some lyrics, but I don't know what kind of like melody this would work with. Like, let me generate 10 and see like what makes sense. So just incorporating it into your flow in like creative ways is like a good way to like keep ahead.
No mas.
ChatGPT, but specifically the voice model.
Oh yes.
It's in the app right now. It's like the one that had a little bit of drama. Like, all right, they're using it's basically like replicating the movie Her.
Right.
But it just came out this week. It's scary good. And you can use it for professional development. If you want to be able to like practice your elevator pitch, you can just talk to it very conversationally. Or if you just want to like dump thoughts and have it like regurgitate it back to you in like a little bit more of a structured way.
Right.
It's just like a really good, it's probably state of the art as far as like voice interaction. And I think getting comfortable with like using voice AI, I think is also like a pretty
Tremendous. Last question. For the company, next 5 years, where do you see it?
Ooh. Let's see.
What she's closing her
no,
eyes.
no, no,
She's seeing the vision. She's like, gotta dig into my.
So I guess I'll give an overview of everything we're working on now.
Okay.
And then that'll make sense for mapping out the next 5 years. So we have 3 main pillars. We have research. So we do a lot of market research and analysis on music tech trends. We gather a ton of data. Our music AI database is like 200 apps long right now, many more models coming out. That's one. This like Confluence workshop we did, I would put under education. So we do a lot of like, whether it's online webinars or in-person events or online courses to like make all of that research more actionable for our membership and for whoever wants to sign up for our courses. And then we have consulting, which is an arm that we've been building out more this year, where we work more directly with an individual team or company to like customize their approach to music and tech and just be a lot more hands-on.
That's
be more
much
in the weeds with
needed
them.
for sure.
Oh, yes. Definitely what we've seen as well. So for the next 5 years, it's very straightforward, but I think still ambitious goal is to like grow all of those to become like the state of the art for the industry. So if you have any music tech question, like what's happening in the market right now, what are the top companies to know about? Water Music.
We'll come to you guys.
I think now is already the go-to, but definitely want to expand that to any area of music and tech. For education, I think the music industry education landscape is very fraught. There's so much misinformation. Music industry degrees are very expensive. So whether you're just starting out in the industry or also if you want to continue your education, becoming like a top platform for that, especially for like more innovative, forward-looking people. And then for consulting, just being in the room for the most interesting music tech projects that are happening right now, especially like the biggest scale ones.
When it comes to consulting with companies or individuals, how do you go about choosing who gets your service or whatever, or is it just accessible to everybody? Because it comes with time and everything.
Definitely comes with time. And we're talking with everybody. I would say the ideal, definitely the ideal partner, the ideal client is someone who is leaning into tech, obviously curious about tech, not just blocking it out due to fear or whatever other reason. They have like a real like commercial interest in tech. So for example, we're doing like an AI research project for a music rights company, and there like the connection is very clear. Like there's this technology that's really going to like significantly impact our business, but we don't have the information we need to like really understand it and navigate through it in like a kind of smart strategic way. So we give them that information and then can talk with them about strategy from there. So yeah, just someone who's curious about music and tech, open to innovative experimental ideas.
This is
those are
dope.
the top.
I think you guys are in a great position within the industry and everything, because that's going to be like a huge need for, as tech keeps progressing, AI keeps progressing, somebody to come in that they can talk to directly or teach them, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So that's dope. Any last words y'all want to say?
No.
Come on, say something. Give us motivational words.
I've been enjoying Charlotte.
Charlotte. So yes, do you want to say
Hey, I'm from Dallas, so it reminds
Is
me
your
a
first
little
time
bit. Yeah.
Both my first times. Yes.
Okay.
Coming from New York, so I've been in New York for like 2 years, and I don't know, I miss the South. Reminds me of Dallas. I like it.
Okay. And
yes.
were you?
I was based in New York, also born and raised in New York. Yeah, Charlotte's been great. It's been like downtown, much more chill compared to New York, which is great.
Yes.
Love like nice walks
Streets
around.
are so big, everything's clean.
So yeah, just really grateful to this conference, which I know is only in its like second or third year,
Yes.
for being so open to this kind of event that we ran.
Well,
Like
very forward looking.
super forward looking, definitely more than like a lot of the people we've spoken to have been
No,
in the
like,
industry
I've
for a
been
while.
telling
So
everybody else,
yeah.
like I'm very appreciative that this is even happening in our city because
Yeah.
we need more of this stuff because we have other festivals, other conferences and stuff like this, but they don't necessarily bring out the level of executives or industry folks with the insight here. So it's dope. One last question, sorry. Just for like a city, a growing city or whatever, what do you feel like are key factors it may need to become like a thriving, self-sustainable music scene?
Music scene.
Like Atlanta, LA, New York type of
Yeah. It's a very big question. I would say
and we're gonna have you chime in on this.
I feel like I need 10 minutes to think on this one.
Get ready.
I would say the number one thing, which is seems simple, but it's a good example of something that's simple but can be complicated in its execution. Is just for a music scene, it's just knowing who's in it. So like a lot of scenes definitely form very like organically, bottom up. They're kind of informal. But if you really want to grow like the economy, you really need to know like who can I do business with, how can I build my team of like partners based on what I need. So even something as simple, I don't know if this exists in Charlotte yet, but like some kind of directory, a site that can like feature actually people who are in the scene and give them a voice.
It's a couple. Now, if they're paying
Okay.
attention to them,
Yeah.
you know, might need to be updated too. But
Okay. Yeah. So it's very tough to maintain like and keep up to date. So
But
I
that's
totally
a good point,
understand. Yeah, just like shared context and shared information, always
Right.
something that we think a lot about. So that'll be step one for me.
All right, well, what we got?
That was it was basically the last line, like shared information. We did a session in DC. I forgot even what we were supposed to be talking about, but it was like with the music scene there. And it just turned into like a therapy session that was much needed among the different actors
Okay.
in the city. And I think just having that open dialogue, like having, I don't know if it's people that are just well connected and that's the role they play,
Yes.
but making sure the information can flow between everybody that's working and being able to just document things so that like the next person that walks the path, it's like it's just a little easier and they can push it a little further. And
No.
that's true in general, like outside of music, but
No, I think that's much needed as well because it's a lot of talent out here that they may know what they need, but they might not know where to go to get it, et cetera, et cetera. So,
documentation's huge. Like
Yeah.
when COVID happened and like a lot of live died, like
Yeah.
some of those people didn't come back and they're just knowledge gone.
that's crazy to
So,
think about.
Like
Yeah.
being able to write down like what's
Like
happening.
an archival. Kind of biased thinking about this, like because Water Music was like a media company and its like initial inception, but it's like that's how knowledge, because so much industry knowledge is just like held in our intuition and in our experience, which is so important. But then a lot of it, gets lost as people leave the industry, as people move
Right.
from city to city. So having it written down on paper is huge. Yeah, just for anyone who's coming in and like needs to get up to speed on the scene, to kind of especially make the case to say like a government or a company to like support. Yeah, whatever you can do to document. I agree.
Social medias,
Yeah, social media is huge.
websites. No, I'm saying.
Oh.
She's ready to go in. Yeah, no, I love it. Social media
Yes,
handles,
Water
websites.
_and_ music.
I love
Twitter /X and Instagram.
What's the LinkedIn handle?
LinkedIn is just Water and Music if you look us up online. My name is Sherry Hu, and my handle is Sherry Hu 42. So CHERIEHU 42.
Nice. AJ Flores, FLORES, 1604 on Twitter.
And then the membership, is that still through Patreon or is it through your website?
It is through our website now.
Okay.
So yeah, it's all like hosted on our own
Gotcha.
platform. So waterandmusic.com
There we go.
/membership is
Yep.
the place to learn more about that.
I love it. Thank you guys for sitting down with me. I know I've been a little naggy, whatever, but
No. Thank you
appreciate
so
you
much.
guys for sure. Y'all make sure y'all tap in with them, like, share, comment, subscribe, see the comments. I'll be sure to send you guys a link to this or whatever.
Sweet, thanks.
Yeah, thank
All
you.
right, awesome. Thank you.
All right.
That was dope. That was was dope for sure.
Talk to me. All right. I'll definitely. I think I grabbed your number.
Yeah.
I think like my whole fan base is just music artists. Like I think I can over so like I definitely will like send them.
Yeah.
So they can do their music and stuff like that.
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Appreciate you guys. All
All
right.
right, take care. I guess it is multiple.
I kind of try to escape on it.
No, you're fine.
Yeah. Ooh, what's good, bro? How you feeling?
Yeah,
Good. Chilling. What you?
I'm a singer.
Singer? Let's help. Let's help. All right, guys. Thanks.
See ya.
Charlotte, Carolina. That's dope. So what you do? What singer?
Charlotte on 26.
Ready? Y'all can both come on. We're gonna just slide through.
You just know me, Eastside?
Yeah. I was questioning them, about to learn more about them, but I guess we're about to do it on live. We are live right now, so just be aware of what you're saying. We can't edit it out.
I feel it.
All of that. All right, we are back. 2 more guests. Who do we have at the table?
How you doing? My name is Eastside Brother from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Okay.
I'm Princeton. I'm also from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yes, Charlotte natives in the building. Cool. So I guess we'll start with just each like a brief overview, who you are, what you do, type of music you make, all that.
Me, like I said, my name is Eastside Brother. I'm a singer, songwriter, producer.
Okay.
I like to categorize myself as a well-flipped sample. Like I still bring that nostalgia as well as, operating in a way that the new school can appreciate as well. I ain't that old, I'm 25. Unk status, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I like to define myself as like, just somebody who just tries to make good music happen at all costs.
That's dope.
Yeah, and I don't allow myself to get in the way of no songs, whether I write a song and I feel like it's for somebody else, or I make a beat and I feel like somebody else would be better on it. I get it to them, or sometimes like I just get the right people in the rooms together that need to be there. And sometimes I don't want nobody. I'm doing it by myself.
That's a fact. What about you?
I'm Princeton. I'm a pop rap artist, so very big on like singing melodies for the choruses, making sure like, tweaking every single detail, just making sure like, if somebody hears a song, a Princeton song, they know that it's going to be catchy on the choruses.
Right.
And then I want to make sure I feel like I'm a very strong songwriter. So with the verses, I feel like I really got to tell a story. I'm not just gonna bullshit on a song. I want to make sure it like actually counts. It actually shows a message. It actually has like lyrics that you might have to think about once again. You might have to tune into another time. So, yeah, of course, that replay value. And I think like you said, like this is something that I like to play for keeps. I'm definitely someone that takes it very serious. Does not like leave no stone unturned. We're not doing this for bullshit. Like we really want, to put out a quality product.
Fireness. So today we are at Confluence, which is kind of like a music conference, basically, with panels, with industry experts, and they have showcases as well around Charlotte, hip hop stages, rock stages, you name it. Have you been here for any of the panels or anything like that?
I just went to the one with Brent Fayez and Ahmad Davis.
Damn, how was it?
It was very good. Like, like Brent did a very good job at like, answering questions in a way that I feel like, maybe he didn't get when he was at our stage, because, a lot of times people give you real vague answers,
right?
Or try to like, he was very real and like, even like brought us through his thought process when in certain situations.
Baby feeding you, basically.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like literally spoon feeding. Like, and most artists aren't going to do that because whether it's pride or for one, like they really don't know what their success is.
Back.
Exactly.
Yeah, they won't pull their curtain back. And he's very open and honest. And
he talked about just sending like thousands of emails. And it's like we, as independent artists, like, I've never heard like a major label artist be like, oh yeah, I was emailing as and he said he was emailing people on behalf of like himself, like, oh, I have this artist, you know, like definitely showcases, like that, you know, how he was able to like parlay everything and like, you know, build that momentum as somebody that was on the outside looking in, because we feel like we're on the outside looking in. So the fact that he said he was once there and like now he's where he's at, like it makes a world of a difference.
Go ahead.
And it's something that like we can genuinely appreciate too, because I don't know if you did, but I'm performing at the R&B showcase tomorrow, and literally I sent the email to get booked for the festival. I sent the email as if I wasn't me.
No, exactly.
I said, this is Miles. I'm the manager.
I use my government name.
Oh yeah, I use my government name. That's why when they did my name tag, they got my government name on it.
No, I think that is very smart.
That credibility.
And it makes you
make people look at it twice.
King Carter, for example, he helped the baby blow up and everything. And he said he was doing the same exact thing. He was acting as his publicist. He was acting as whatever else. Did you get to sit on any other panels?
Yeah, I sat on the AI bootcamp.
So this is what I want. I want, since you got to sit on that one, just give me you first, but give me one takeaway from each panel that you can kind of share. One thing you learned.
I would say with AI bootcamp, it definitely showcased like, you know, we think of AI and music as like someone taking like Drake vocals and like making a brand new track. But I think for artists like myself, I think it'll help me like with DIY when it comes to content. Because as an artist nowadays, we're not even an artist anymore. Like majority of the time, majority of the time is spent on content or being a content creator. So I think now if it's like, you know, we take a lot from like, I know you check out Instagram, like what hooks are going viral or like what things, you know, because we used to be able to just like put a SoundCloud link or, you know, just be like, hey, my song's out. And then we'd have people around in our ecosystem or atmosphere. They're like, oh yeah, check it out. But now you have to like entertain somebody, even just for them to listen to the song. You know, you post the link to streaming, but then for them actually, you got to hit them a few times with content. And then they're like, okay, now I'm going to go check out on Spotify or Apple Music. So I think with AI Bootcamp, just being able to like mass produce that where I don't have to like think about an idea so much. I can just like already put things into place. Like I already have captions written for me. I know exactly like what I just need to film and what I need to record. So
hell yeah.
That on that topic specifically before I do my take.
Go ahead.
Because like I don't think y'all understand, man. Like from the time in which I started making music 2021 to now, so much has changed. Like to the point to where like you used to, just like you said, I literally for my first song I posted a cover art with the audio playing in the background. It was just like a cover art that like whooshed to the side or something.
Like a visualizer.
It was like a little visualizer. And went stupid first week. Like first song, second song, did it the same way, went stupid. Third song, went stupid. Like there's people that still know them songs to this day, and I hate them. That's right. Because literally, I made them like at a and like I was just terrible. Like I wasn't good yet, but
it was easier to garner.
It was way easier. And then like now, I don't know if y'all are up on the up. I'm pretty sure you are because I know how you get down, but when you post content, it shows it to, I think, either 5 or 10% of your followers. So like if you got 4,000, it shows it to 40. I mean, 400. But that 400 may not even get to see it within that first 15 minutes. Those are just who it's allocated to. So out of that, who it sees, based on how they interact with it, they gotta like, comment, or share for it to be able to be passed on and move to a next checkpoint. If not, it kills your content.
Passing a collection plate.
It kills your content if you don't. They literally like Instagram and TikTok will say you stuck in 200 view jail. This is why. So it's like that's why we have to study the hooks, and like that's why we got to do the little corny step and fetch it Uncle Tom crap, like to try to like just get people to listen to some music, and it's frustrating at times. But I do feel like there's a beauty in being able to catch an eye doing something that is like, for me, I always videotape my live shows and I make sure I get audio from them so that I can play it back later, because a lot of funny stuff happens in my shows, like all the time.
Like give me an example. Wait, before we get in there, one takeaway. One takeaway. I feel like we about to go in.
My takeaway with Brent was he was talking about community building, building your own world, and that's something that I've heard a lot. Like even from like major level artists, indie artists, like some of them that I've gotten a chance to talk with personally, and then even just from like my own mom, like being like, you need to make people care about the other things around your music. So
true.
like how he was, and it was reaffirming to hear with him talking about merch, because that's how I'm choosing to build my world. Because I love clothes, I love fashion, I love things that fit well. I like simplicity with it as well. So like, I'm designing my own merch, and I've got like my first couple samples out that I've been giving around to some influencers around the city, and yeah, like it was affirming to hear that from him.
That he really took those building blocks to actually be able to build a foundation. I think that's what really like he did a lot of it, and he built people around him. He said one thing was like, if there's people around you that you think they might, like, just give them a shot. Like, you know, if they're be able to help you in some sort of way, like, and they're not there yet, like, give them a shot.
Yeah, I think another person was saying, you know, everybody grows at different paces too. So like, you might not have had your growth, or I mean, you might have had your growth journey, but they might not have had theirs yet, et cetera, et cetera.
And he talked about his regrets too, which was something that, like, you know, a lot of artists, you don't hear them talk about until they're on their downswing, like when they're done.
Right.
Yeah, like he's on top of the world right now as far as male R&B is concerned.
He's hot.
And
right now. Like for real,
he's the R&B man.
Yeah,
but he talked about even like the merch being something that he regrets not doing earlier. Like, he felt like if he would have done it earlier, he would have not have missed out on so much money. Because he was like, shows don't make that much money. Streaming, it makes a little bit of money.
He was focused on the music,
and like it's not sustainable. Like until you get to that level where he's at now, to where like he's probably pulling in a couple $100,000 a year off of that. So like that's sustainable. But he was like, the merch up front, label money don't touch that, unless you 360. But that's a different story.
Okay, stories.
Oh, so the shows.
And we'll get in there.
So I'll give you one. I did like a short, if you could call it a tour. I did a short little tour, Atlanta, New York, DC, just recently. And when I was in New York, one thing that stuck out to me, I kept getting lost on the train. So I got a
train system.
It's insane.
Took an L on the L train.
Yeah, I took an L on the L train. So I kept getting lost, and I remember that when I got on stage, I got a song called Supersonic. It's from my new album. It's gonna be coming out this December. And first line is doing 85 and a 50 at speed laws. It's just about trying to get to that girl.
Right.
And I was telling the story about me getting lost on the train, like trying to do like some little sneaky link type stuff up in New York. And one of the people in the audience was like, yeah, she just did that for me. And he was like, I was like, how far you travel? Shorty was like 4 hours. And I'm like, bro, you can't plan that. So I'm like, okay, I'm glad we got the camera rolling. Tell me about it now.
I love comedy bit right there.
I'm like, listen, I'm like, hey, baby, I was like, tell me, how far did you travel? How far was the train ride?
Bro,
4 hour train ride.
4
I was
hours.
like, hey, no, the girl did it for God.
Oh, yeah,
The
really?
girl rode the train 4 hours for the guy. I was like, you ain't shit. And she cooked when she got there too.
Oh man.
I'm like, bro, you flexing
we
now.
up, men. We up.
Hey, city boys.
We up.
City boys.
Up for the fall and the winter.
And then I've met you a while back, but I feel like you've progressed and grown so much since then. Just kind of talk about your growth process to where you were back then to where you are now.
I would say it's been a lot of like resiliency. You know, it's like we're artists, so the resiliency is like maybe we're not climbing like a physical mountain, but there's definitely a lot of mental struggles with just feeling like you are not going anywhere. You're going like a little insane because you feel like you're at a certain hierarchy or a certain point, and the reality is not. We talked about this earlier today. Like the reality is like you're where you're at right now. Right. And I think just accepting your reality, but then also knowing where you want to go. And I think just sticking with that vision and not. And I think what's helped me more recently, I'm not as focused on the outcome. Like I know what my vision is, but I'm not like, I got to get there or like I got to figure out, I got to be there now. I'm just taking the necessary steps and like planting the seeds because I felt like I wanted to take that jump, but there's no jump to do the reps that you need to do. And I'd say probably one story, like it was a New York story, like I performed on MTV last year in front of a live audience. And that took like 10 weeks of reaching out to an intern. I reached out to an intern every Monday. And because they had already like, oh, we like your music, we might have you on sometime. She's like, just reach out to me on Mondays. So every Monday I would reach out for 10 weeks straight. She would be like, oh, actually, we can't get you on this week. All right, bam. Next Monday went. There was one Monday, like 6 weeks in, she was like, oh, we can have you. And then like on a Wednesday, she was like, nope. Actually, yeah. So I was like, damn, it was coming up on like 2 months. And I was like, and And I think on the 10th week, I hit her up on Monday. She's like, yeah, we can have you. And I was like, are you sure? Are you positive? She said, yes. Come. So I booked the flight.
If I come all the way up to New York and then I don't get to go
Yeah,
there.
exactly. Yeah. And then I was like, okay. So, and they're like, yeah, you get 1 minute. I was like, okay, that's it. I was like, can I put my backing track on? She's like, no, you're going to have to do a cappella. Like, we're just going to give you the mic. And I was like, and then when I got to New York, we were outside of Times Square. Like, the guy handed me a water bottle. He's like, all right, do your like performance like right now, like how you would do it. And I was like, oh, shit, like, another barrier. And I was like, all right, at this moment,
they didn't play the track.
No, they didn't play the track. I just had to do an acapella, and I was acapella. I was like, all right.
They made up one lunchroom freestyle.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Right.
It was 1 minute, and I think one of those moments where he handed me the water bottle. He's like, all right, well, in front of like people in Times Square. He's like, all right, just go ahead and like do your own set. And I was like, fuck it. Yeah,
prep time,
It was just like, man, fuck it, I'm already here. Like, it was one of those. Like, I came all this way. Like, I'm not gonna get stopped right outside the door. Like, I'm gonna be able on stage and like.
Water bottle
working
is
out.
crazy.
So,
Nice try, Diddy.
Yeah.
No, Diddy.
He's being very like generous with his wording, but I know the feeling. And like, if you're not an artist, like you don't know it, you're literally going batshit crazy.
Right.
Like when you keep taking these L's, like, oh my God, I played basketball, bro. And like before I started doing this, like I literally didn't start doing music until I was 21, 25 now. So we've been in this for 22 really when I dropped my first song, but neither here nor there. I've never taken so many L's. Like I haven't taken this many L's in anything in life. In school, like bro, like
putting yourself out
I
there.
have a healthcare degree in college, bro. Like I've never failed so many times. At anything in my life.
Man.
And it's like you have to be comfortable with the feeling. It's like, dang, we literally sit here, get up, go work our regular jobs. And then like I make like happy. Everybody knows me for like the groovy, funky, like R&B music, happy type stuff. So it's like, dang, I go do this sad, monotonous job every day. And then I gotta come out my shell, be happy, go lucky, light skinned boy with the big smile.
You gotta know how to
and then like
tap in like on a moment's notice.
And you gotta love it. Like if you don't love it, it's gonna drive you crazy. And, like you're already crazy because you love it. So like,
let me ask you guys this, both as up and coming artists trying to make it in the industry. What do you guys feel like Charlotte's missing right now to kind of take it to the next level, or just like what are you guys missing that you feel like you need to get you to the next level?
Platforms.
I
talked to Brent in there about So Far Sounds, which like I don't know if I'm putting. I don't want to put their business out there. Actually,
go ahead. No, tell us. We wasn't in there. Go ahead.
You can be generous.
Yeah. So they're changing their business model, which they started as a.
Give a little background to So Far.
Yeah. So far is basically they got 400 cities that they cover. Probably over that now. But started in London, and basically this guy was like, I want people to really love music again. So he started throwing shows in his living room, and it just grew and grew and grew. So they spread to different cities, bigger venues, started having bigger artists come through. Brent was doing it when he was here in Charlotte. And a lot of times, especially like here, the crowd is literally just going to be like a bunch of vacationing whites, like vacationing white people. So like, for somebody like me, it can be a little odd because like I make like very Afrocentric R&B music. But if you're a performer, you can perform. I would say that. If you perform, you can perform. So like it's really good as far as like sharpening your sword and like getting ready for like when it's your time later on down the road. But they're changing their business model now where they're not going to be supporting independent artists in the same way. Because like it was a very pivotal moment for me because all last year my the music collective that I'm part of, we were basically like their go-tos for like every show. Like whether it would be one of the 5 of us artists that would be performing there pretty much every weekend. And like we walked in the trap, took over the trap, and we just kept doing it till like something like we couldn't anymore. And like did a change in their business model. So a lot of times there's not a place for artists to go and like show your chops. There's no Apollo Theater here.
Right.
There's no like, oh, we got this artist coming to the city, promoter here. Oh, let me go and grab so and so that I know is doing their thing in the city and have them open up for them. Like it's not that type of vibe really here in the city. If anything, they're gonna want to charge like $2,000.
It comes with a price with like exactly. perform at the Underground or something like that.
Open up for them.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
the people that it would make sense for us to open up for, because we're anomalies in the city. Nobody in the city is really making pop rap, and nobody in the city, at least in my age group, like that 25 to 30 age, is really making like the R&B like I do. And like I could probably name you like one more, and they're my friends.
Right.
So it's like it's different. So there's the artists that would come to the city. Like for
So
me,
do you travel out to a different city, or do you create that?
I think I know for me, I never want to move because I have ties with the family here and stuff like that. And you know, for one, this is where
come back.
this is where I literally do that. Like, we went to New York for 4 days and came back. We did a show up there, hit 3 events, and then came back. And we made mad connections, and we're gonna be going up there hopefully before the end of the first quarter of next year. But we're trying to be back there. And then Atlanta the same way.
Right.
Like Atlanta's a lot easier to travel out because it's a 4-hour drive. But yeah, we need platforms, man. Like what Brent was saying, we didn't have no studios here. That problem is solved.
Right. We definitely got.
He said, when he was here like 10 years ago, or like 10 years ago,
There's plenty of studios now.
For sure.
And then like they were talking about teaching and learning and teaching everybody. That situation is solved as well. There's plenty of music schools, Full Sail, all that stuff around here. So
internet.
Yeah, internet too. And it's like I learned how to mix and master off the internet. So it's like we need the platforms to be able to display what we do.
What were you about to say?
No, I just feel like so I've been able to open up. I've only been able to open. I've emailed I mean he's probably done the same thing. I probably emailed dozens, hundreds, maybe 1,000 artists whenever for 4 years straight. I was like whenever they would come into town, maybe get an email here or there back, but and I've only been able to open up for Riff Raff. It was can be like a meme rapper at times. So I think like you said, I just performed in Toronto, Canada about a month ago, and it's like literally opportunities come outside the city, like you have to jump on them, and that's no disrespect to Charlotte. It's just like sometimes you feel like you're not getting highlighted in the city that you're actually trying to make grassroots and actually trying to come up on. So it's definitely frustrating sometimes where maybe sometimes they have go-tos and you feel like there's not enough spots and you can't even wiggle into.
Because it is a relationship business.
It is a relationship business, and I feel like with somebody that I know I can bring people out. I know he can bring people out. He knows he can bring people out. It's tough where it's if we just have platforms like that. I performed in front of 400 people in front of Riff Raff's crowd. I got a lot of fans off of that. I felt like I definitely gave them an actual plausible performance, something that they really enjoyed. And I feel like if I had more of those opportunities, then I could definitely bling, stack up and build that momentum. So yeah.
I mean, as long as you keep looking for it, man. I mean, I was saying earlier, you keep looking for it, you're gonna find it.
Yeah.
You keep asking for it, you're gonna find it. It's gonna come to you. And maybe not even how you think it's gonna come.
Yeah, I think one of the things that we've been looking towards, and I don't know, I'm pretty sure you're probably doing something similar. We were trying to build our own platforms, and even where stuff the Upstairs Basement is doing. That's a studio here in Charlotte. I really do appreciate them.
Right.
We really do appreciate APB Music Store. They're highlighting a lot of independent artists. I know a bunch of my personal friends have even been highlighted by them, but there has to be a concerted effort from the creatives in the city to try to push artists to the forefront, because pretty much every artist that's come up out of the city, they went and got it somewhere else and then came back.
Right.
If we talking Mavi went and got it in DC and New York and then came back to the city and brought it. Brent, he was here for a short time. He basically trapped out everywhere else. And they came back. Right. Which he not even really back. He left good.
Yeah,
and then
he did that 1 year.
Yeah, even then we've got plenty of other artists that come out to see. Even if we're talking rappers, the Baby.
Yeah.
He got it out of Atlanta and out of Houston and then brought it back. So it's a catch-22.
I'm starting to see a trend of people creating their own platforms and stuff like that. Just people are tired of waiting around.
Yeah.
You might not always be able to go to Atlanta or
Reezy Raps.
Reezy Raps,
someone that does
platform, whether it's in person or web-based, blogs or inner podcasts or stuff like that. It's just becoming more of a trend. Everybody doing it. I love it. Building communities. Before we get out of here, any last words I want to say? Anything coming up? Whether it's a project, song, any show?
I got my debut album, Supersonic, dropping this December. please be on the lookout if you're in the Charlotte area. We're going to be having a pop-up as well as a live Tiny Desk show.
Yeah.
And I would love to have all of y'all in attendance.
Princeton Musica on Instagram, Princeton Dropout on YouTube, and I can't even think of it now. YouTube, not LinkedIn. Is it YouTube? TikTok, yeah. YouTube and TikTok.
What's that, LinkedIn?
That's not it. I'm actually doing my very first show at B Cinema Studios by a guy named Brenton, and it's in the city. It's a $10 ticket. It's the day after Halloween, so we kind of did like that. You pull a costume. So, like you said, like we talked about, like sometimes I've learned now, it's like you never know when the right time is. Because I was always wanting to throw a show, but I was like, everything has to be in a line. It's like things are not gonna. You gotta jump, like fall forward. I think someone kept mentioning it. You have to fall forward. So I think, Spotify, Apple Music, Princeton. Just look at the face, you'll see it. It'll match up. So yeah.
Spell y'all's names real quick so we can just make sure.
Eastside, Lord. EAST. EASTSIDE, and then brother is BR. Right, stop. BROTHA.
Okay, see, I would have put in a U for the brother, so that's why.
You for wait,
brother.
Wait, where's the U come from, bro?
BRU.
But you gotta look
H.
Brother.
THA. Brother.
Oh, brother. Okay.
But that's why I make sure everybody spells so we can make sure people spell things different, especially as handles or whatever. Go ahead.
Language of origin, English, Princeton. PRINCETON, Princeton.
All right, there you guys have it. We out here, Confluence. I'm your host, Adrian Nice. We are live.
Sweet.
If you are in the comments, please comment away and make sure y'all follow them, tap in with them.
Yeah, I just want to give my flowers to Adrian. He's been doing this, I think, 10 years at least.
So
10 years
I've
ago.
been doing a podcast since 2020, but I have film background. I've been doing film for like
you've
10
been
years.
You've been in the music scene for like 10 years. Yeah. And I just want to say, like, he's definitely given, like, I've seen like the clips that he posts with artist exclusives, whether they're signed to like South Coast or like, you Manila, like you definitely like bring a lot out of the artists that you put on. So I think I think they appreciate that platform.
Hey, thank you. Makes me feel like I'm doing something great.
That's cool, man. Good to meet you.
Yeah. Hey, can I get someone to take a picture?
Yeah, let's do it.
I guess we can sit down.
Let's do it.
Hey, so, would you mind taking a picture?
So sit down here. Take one letter. Oh wait.
It'd be cool, like, on the camera. I don't know.
I know it gets me. Let's take
You know?
All right, cool.
Good, man. Good to meet you.
Yeah. Let me get your IG too. I'll send y'all a link to the stream. Y'all can clip whatever.
You gonna be at the show tonight?
Yeah.
Oh, Princeton.
They should have had my boy performing, man.
I host with the delay.
So he's gonna be at a venue tomorrow night. I'm gonna be at a different event at the same time hosting. So yeah, we're in the venue.
I bet you.
No. Did you like?
Oh, yeah, this is I just saw Infinity song there.
Oh really?
Yeah, they're so good.
I was wondering if we could push up the time to 7 instead of what was it, 7:45?
I like to make music for you. You did a remix of that? Oh shit! Yeah, alright.
Yeah, I got here now.
Alright. I just did like a little verse on it.
You did that shit in Polish?
Yeah, some Polish parts in there.
No. We making it happen. I was just wondering. It don't hurt to ask. So, but yeah, I'll be there then.
Yeah, I've been doing it. So I just
all right. So 7:45. I'll be at the address and I'll just give you a ring.
That's awesome. You have the next out there. Okay, yeah, that's a flex right there. You went performing in Poland. Yeah, that's got the next out in Poland. You gotta get a hold of Charlotte. Yeah, you have Spotify music. Yeah. Okay, I'll definitely. Send me some stuff. I'll send you some stuff. Yeah. Are you gonna be at any of the rest tonight? Oh yeah. Which one? Underground? Yeah. That one's yeah, I just came to the great time. Which one? St. John. Oh, St. John? Yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. What the fuck are you doing out there? You have a bartending. You're from Charlotte? No, I grew up in this area. Okay. Well, I'm in this. Okay, how long have you been in Charlotte? 4 years. Oh, damn, so it's like I'm done. Like, where are you moving again? I'm London. I'm just like coming through town, like. Bro, you collecting a check right now? You're like, I'm on my way out.
Where do I sit? Just right on. You can hit this corner right here. Ooh, let's go, podcast. All right. Okay, we back with another guest. Who am I here with right now?
What's up? I'm Pice. I look at the camera. How does this work?
You can talk to this conversation, but if you want to talk to the audience,
okay. Sweet. Okay, yeah. So I'm Pice. I'm a Polish American artist. I grew up in the DC area. My family's from Poland, so I was the first one born outside of Poland in my family. And I don't know how deep to get here. Just start around. Go ahead. Okay. Word. So started making music. I grew up drumming, so always been around the like kind of production side of stuff. And then my friend in high school we would like freestyle every now and then, and he got me into like writing more. So then in college, I started taking it seriously, built my own studio off campus, and just started biking there every day and sleeping on the couch and making music.
That's what I'm talking about.
So that was like a fun like portion. That was like started sophomore spring. I really started it because my friend opened up like a room in his house, and he was producing. He's out in Atlanta. Shout out to DP Palmy. He's
why haven't you maybe moved to Atlanta or like a bigger music scene?
Right. Yeah. So I guess right now my audience. So I've shifted to writing music in Polish and English now. So my newest EP, Shema, released it like a month ago fully. Right now I'm like in the artist stage of building myself, whereas like and growing an audience like slowly. I'm new in the game as far as it comes to like creation and all that, and I'm just really figuring out my voice now and like what audience I want to capture and who. Like there's a lot of Polish Americans out here and just across the world people that speak Polish, and it's not really a community that like is often talked about too. So I didn't grow up with any like idols or like music. I was always searching for that, and now it's starting to pop off. So it could be cool like just to be like, you know, someone listening to me who's like also a little bit Polish and like you're like, oh shit.
I think that is a good point. Like not even just Poland. You know, it's other communities just like that where they might not have a person who is in the industry that they can look up to. Like, okay, they were able to do it, I can do it too, type of thing. So that's dope. That's super dope. What are some things that you've learned along like your music journey?
Yeah, just persistence. I mean, I'm sure you've heard that like probably a billion times, but it's just a matter act of like just grinding. Like I remember playing the drums, my like teacher would always be like, you gotta like practice all the time, and I never really understood what that meant. And then once I like finally found that intrinsic motivation for music, I realized like, man, you just like get your reps and do your rudiments, like just out there, just with no expectations, drop your ego and just create.
Nah, that's a real thing. Get your reps in, because when preparation means opportunity, bro, that equals success. Like by you getting your reps in, whoever brings that opportunity to you, you'll be ready to execute. Right. You know what I'm saying? Execute at a high level to where whoever's looking at you execute that, they might be like, do this or whatever, bring you something else. Right. So that's very factual. How would you describe like the music that you make right now?
Okay, the music.
You have to put it into words.
Right. If I had to put it into words, music I make right now has shifted. Like I'm starting to get like my penmanship skills are getting there. So like a lot of like wordplay. I love wordplay. I think that's like the coolest thing. Like
of like the language is like you can say shit so many different ways, and it's cool how you can like put that out and like rap. And my music right now is like honestly, so I've been working with a producer now, this guy Nate, Beats by Nate on YouTube.
Check him out.
Yeah, he's cool. So a lot of like sample stuff. So it's given me time to like go off the production side and start writing. And so like I'm writing over like pretty much anything I can. I'm sure every artist has experienced this, like just starts opening too many projects and not finishing enough. So now so my music is just kind of like what I'm feeling with that beat at that moment. I try to like let go of everything and like not even think about what to say and just let it come to me. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like almost let space, like let things be empty in my head and for things to flow in.
So whatever you're feeling, whatever you're thinking, that's what comes out. That's what type of song is made. Whether it's sad, whether it's angry, whether it's hype. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever. No, that's dope. That's dope. I see that more and more now. Kind of just artists who, I don't know if you write or whatever, but like they might not write as much now, but they like punch in, or you know, like they say whatever they're gonna say, and they say run it back. And off of that, they say the next line.
Right. So. Yeah. And that's kind of like how my process is right now. I would say it's very much just sit down, write the line, rap it a bunch, you know, just say it until it feels right. If it doesn't feel right, all right, what can I tweak here? Yeah, what words, what inner rhymes in the line can I put in? And just making it like, just working on like my chops, you know, like trying to get like, okay, there's an internal line here. All right, now I'm gonna limit myself to only these words. All right, every next 4 bars gotta start with this way. You know what I'm saying? So I could like really push that. I heard this quote recently that that like mastery only happens when you have less amount of things. Like you have to limit yourself to find mastery within one thing. Which I might not be saying this right exactly.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
More like type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't. If you have too many things going on, how can you focus on this one thing or whatever the case may be?
Right.
I like that. And say it one more time. You said mastery.
Yeah, mastery happens when you like limit yourself to like a limited amount of tools, because then you're forced to do something more creative. You can't like balance on like, because if you have everything open to you, you have like all the options, you know. But if you only have a very narrow option and you have to create something cool from that, it becomes, I think, more special. Maybe a sign. I feel like Lil Wayne does that, you know. Like he'll say like 3 different words, the exact same thing.
It's crazy.
And then it's like, oh shit.
Yeah, and then you have to rethink it.
Yeah.
Play back. No,
what did he say? This sounded cool.
What music? If you have music out right now, what are a couple of songs that people can check out?
Okay, a couple songs you guys can check out. So I just released a EP called Shema, which means like "What's Up" in Polish, and so "Don't Stress" by Pice is a nice chill vibe. "Falling Down" and "Life Right Now." Also, I just released "The One," which is cool. It's about an artist like, you know, I'm like just starting to like kind of gain traction and all that, and like what comes with that, whether like you lose yourself, like we talked about this earlier, right? Like getting lost in the sauce a little bit, and like really finding like that intrinsic motivation and zoning out external stuff to really just create the art you want to focus on,
for sure,
and finding your own voice within such a large industry.
So now we are at Confluence, which is a music conference with panels, showcases here happening in Charlotte, and you've been volunteering, helping out and everything. Not sure if you sat in on anything or got to talk to any other people. What are something that you like about the conference, or some things that you may have learned?
Yeah. So first of all, being at like a music conference as like a music person is just so awesome. Like, so often I'm just like creating stuff in the studio. It's either me or like one other person, you know. It's very kind of feels closed out. And when you open up to a huge community of all these artists coming in, producers, film, everything, like the whole entertainment, it feels like you're in LA all of a sudden, right? Right.
Exactly.
And North Carolina, so.
You're right.
So I think just the environment is cool, and then you have professionals talking about like the current stuff in the industry. Like today, I didn't even thought about it, like how venues rely on the sales of alcohol to actually keep them afloat. I never thought about that. And it's like, it's true, people are drinking less now. And so what do they have to do? They're making more mocktails, they're doing all this other stuff to create revenue. So it's interesting. You get a lot of new perspectives. You just being open here and just hearing that.
So hope to see y'all at the next one. Are you gonna like try to volunteer next time, or are you gonna try to come as
an artist? Hopefully, a performer next year.
That's what I'm talking about for sure. Where can people find you on social media, online?
Yeah. So 11 Pice, PICE is my Instagram. If you search Pice on Spotify, it should come up now. Apple Music, YouTube, all of that. So yeah.
My boy got a 4-leaf clover in his phone. I got one in my wallet. That's why I brought it up. That's what I'm talking about. That luck. You never have too much luck.
No, you need it.
Yeah, make sure y'all check him out. Definitely tap in with his music, his movement, his story, whatever's coming up next. They'll be here for it. I'll be here for it. It's nice meeting you. I appreciate you coming out. Y'all stay tuned. I think we're about to break things down, but
thanks for listening.
And yeah, we're out.
Yeah, peace.
All right.
You need help breaking anything down here?
I'm good. I got it.
You've done it
Appreciate
so many times.
Though,
of course.
Like that is the one thing that people overlook.
Yeah, no, I know. It's like breaking down my home stew up and down all the time. It's like stuck to
what you about to get into? You about to just like networking, chill out?
Yeah, I just network.
Been working all day, man.
Yeah, I've been just sitting behind that bar.
Exactly.
What do you
so we were just on like YouTube and Twitch, but I can go to like 30 different platforms if I want to, but I mainly stream on those and another platform. So those are like the main ones.
Black Magic is that's the ministry, right?
Yep, Black Magic. This is the 6K version. I like it because it's called like broadcast ready. So like I can still get up, I don't have to switch any settings. I've been doing like mobile setups for a while, so I try to just minimize it. As minimal as possible.